Okay.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Last time, you went to the theater and you met up with Byron and because you decided that you were gonna use him to try and get Jay to join the troupe, and you succeeded in getting him away, much to his enjoyment. He did not want to be in the theater, it seemed. And now you're prepping to talk to Jay. You gave Byron Rita's old like red cloak to try and help him look more salt of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
but in Rita's own estimation, it did not work.
My
He's
shirt, I
a
think, like my extra
yeah,
shirt.
yeah. He's wearing your shirt
'Cause
and
he-
your cloak.
Because he
Yeah.
had ruffles, and it's like, no.
Yeah. But he's apparently still looking very pretty boy. So
Dapper.
might
Yeah,
not have
we
worked
messed
out
with his
that well.
hair.
Yeah.
Dapper dude. Can't help it.
Yeah.
He's just got the fanciest shoes. The fanciest
Yeah.
shoes and the softest hands.
Yeah.
He does. But to kind of recap on your mission, what you agreed to with Riley in the temple after you defeated the Lich and everything was
All right.
Core's gonna perform in the show somehow, some way. And the idea is that Jay will use a teleportation circle to get Core out of Dodge, basically.
Shit, we should probably tell Byron.
By the way, did y'all fucking know that Out of Dodge is from Gunsmoke, the radio show?
Oh,
Shit.
Isn't that
shit.
crazy? Because it takes place in Dodge, so I guess
In
they would
Dodge
say like
City,
get out of Dodge. Yeah, isn't that nuts? Anyway,
Oh.
That's awesome.
little trivia for you there.
That makes a lot of sense.
Doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, so much stuff comes from that show. So iconic.
It's such an iconic show.
So yeah, at this point, you're basically just trying to musty Byron up because you want Jay to like him. I'm assuming is what's happening there. And it's not working out too well. JT, I mean, Duncan, you spoke briefly to Balam, your hired spokesperson for you.
Yeah.
He's up there preaching. And yeah, you talked a little bit to Shinichi. He doesn't seem to know what's going on with Jay at the moment. He's what sounds like Jay just came in and went to bed upstairs. So are there any opening questions or comments? Anything that you can't remember?
Okay, so the focus right now is the play, right?
Focus is the play. You still have clothes to pick up at the Royal Tailors.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you mentioned that because I didn't take as good notes the last
Yeah.
session.
You still have
So-
those, and you still have potions to pick up from Albert.
Oh my gosh, yes. We got
Yeah.
potions to pick up. We have to find the skeletons as well.
You've got the Sun Skeletons, and you have like a side quest to get the scales from the dragon to make the
Right.
Gotta
Yeah.
get some food. from
Right.
Omar.
Right. We gotta see if
Oh.
Jay will let us like take him to Omar.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, scales. There was another thing that I feel like we were thinking about talking about. Oh, an exit strategy.
Mm.
So we have 3 plans, technically. It's hijack a boat, go down through the Underdark, potentially with the scale potion, right on Duncan's back.
Right.
I mean, I love that we have land, earth, and sea as the 3 options. Like we are going to make this shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen somehow, some way. Even if we have to do
Absolutely.
all
Land
3.
and earth, the same thing. Air, earth, and sea. We have we're gonna go underground, in the air, or on water. Like we're gonna make this shit work.
We're gonna
Make it
find a
work.
fire one.
Oh yeah.
Go down to the 9 hells.
Oh yeah. Go
Oh,
through
God.
the 9 hells.
Go through the 9 hells.
Gosh.
But yeah, so you're chatting with Byron, and as Duncan noted a little earlier, Byron is definitely not the normal type in here, so he's getting a little bit of attention. People are kind of like, "Who? What's going on?"
Which is why we tried to make him look a little rougher.
Yes.
Because he was nervous. And he also said things like this place was sketchy.
Right. So Byron basically last just turned to the two of you and said, "Does he look like he belongs here?" And Rita said, "No."
Right.
And he's gonna kind of look down at himself a little self-consciously and say, "Well, Rita, you should probably go up and let him know we're here, right?"
Yeah, yeah. Okay. No, but seriously, don't worry about it. Don't think about it too hard. Don't stare at anybody or look them in the eye for too long because they might think
Oh.
you're trying to start something.
Oh,
But don't worry about it because if you just go about your business, nobody's gonna bother you. Don't bother
Well, I mean,
anyone; they
I've-
won't bother you.
I've got Duncan, right? He'll protect me. It's not like it's gonna be.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
absolutely. I just mean you seem a little bit nervous to be in here, and I just want to assure you that
Do
these
people
people
just, like,
are.
start fights in here? Like, what's?
I mean,
Well, not-
sometimes
not
fights are
for a good
fun.
reason, but sometimes the reason is silly, but it's still
Yeah.
a fun reason.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just think of it, but you're an artist. You could. It's a performance. You just from here to there where those stairs are.
Uh-huh.
Just pretend that this is your home away from home, and you just kind of you got to change your posture. You stand up too straight.
Oh, okay.
You got to kind of hunch over just a little bit.
Yeah, he like hunches his shoulders and kind of makes like a snarling face.
Oh, Rita, your take on that?
I mean, it's pretty. Wait, can he roll?
Yeah, he's gonna roll for that.
I want to see how good he is.
Oh wait, no.
I mean, he is an actor, right? He should be good.
No. No, it's not. It's okay. It's all right. It's well. What I'll say is it's a little offensive. I think.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not terrible.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell him, you know what? You have the look of some of the people that I've met at bars in my days. So I think
Yeah.
you've got it.
He
Yeah,
says,
don't worry about it. Duncan's got you.
Well, I mean, should I try and be like gruff around this? What was his name? The guy?
Oh no!
Oh,
Don't
gee.
do that.
No,
do
no.
that.
Actually,
no?
don't
Oh, no.
don't pretend around Jay.
No,
Don't
no.
pretend around Jay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
who am I pretending for then? What's happening?
No, just
from
here.
to
Just
the
here.
stairs.
Oh,
From
okay,
here to
okay.
the stairs.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
cool. I'll be cool. And he like leans against the counter and knocks over a bottle. Oh,
No, that's spinning.
sorry.
That's what they do here. That's what they do.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
you're
okay.
fine.
I'm not sorry.
I'm gonna look at Shinichi like, do you need me to pay for that?
He
Kind of
did
thing.
not. He didn't even notice. He didn't even look over. He's so
perfect.
used to hearing that sound.
Oh, great. Okay. So, other thing that you should keep in mind, Byron, if somebody bumps into you, double check where your coin purse is. Just in case.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. Money.
That's even better. Okay, you're fine. Nobody's
Good.
gonna bother you. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Duncan, I am going to talk to Jay. It's gonna work out. What did you want me to say to him? You wanted me to make up with him, right?
Are you two fighting?
No,
We're not fighting.
Byron, just hold on. So
We're beefing over a man.
essentially, just for right now, I would say, me and Byron will wait at the top of the stairs. You can go in. If he's busy, if he's making potions and stuff, just kind of wait for a nice little lull and then say,
Mhm.
hey, I mean, he won't be sleeping at this hour, right? So, like, I think
Probably
if he is,
not.
what time is it? I don't even know what time it is.
I don't know. We should be asleep. We should be asleep.
We should always be asleep, because we never do.
We never
Byron.
sleep.
Byron checks his watch, which is a huge luxury.
Oh my god.
And that's something. It's like gold. Like that's something that easily like he's like I don't carry money on me, but he's got like this bling. He
Lord
pulls
have
back his
mercy.
sleeve very obviously.
I'm
looks
going
at his
to
big old
step
gold
in front
watch.
of him in a way to like block him.
Okay. And he says, "Oh, it's almost noon."
Oh my god, it's so late. We really haven't slept in the last
Wow.
2 days, have we? We slept way more in the desert than we have since we came back.
Okay, so we should probably head up. Byron, you might want to take that. You have the bag of holding, Rita.
Yes, I do.
Byron, you might want to just drop that in there just for the next half hour.
My
Yeah.
watch? Why?
Just to make sure it's safe.
You know.
I mean, it can't be taken off. It's a lot. You think someone might cut my hand off to get it?
Oh,
You
what?
have no idea. What? What is it embedded in your wrist?
No, it's just
Okay.
charmed. It's just,
Oh, it's charm. Oh, you're fine.
Okay. It's
okay.
charmed.
That's
I'm really
kind
interested.
of cool.
By that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Maybe
interesting.
we'll
That's
save
pretty
that for
cool.
later. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just. I mean, Duncan, should we go? Should we just stay here and be cool? What should we do? Should we? Duncan. Wait, JT, are you talking? Uh-oh. Fern say something. Oh no, you're frozen. Oh no, hold on.
I can hear everybody.
Yeah, I can hear Jamie. I can hear
Oh, okay,
you.
you
JT.
guys just froze briefly. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Oh, okay.
We're back.
Could
we're
you
back.
not hear us?
No, I couldn't hear you.
Oh.
So what did Duncan say to Byron?
Oh, I was just saying, come along.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
go.
Okay.
Let's roll. We'll
Okay.
wait up here
Mhm.
behind
It's
this
like,
little wall.
It's like I feel weird. I feel weird.
You'll be fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Should we listen in on their conversation though? I mean, I feel like
Shit, I was literally thinking.
I know she said they're not like into each other, but it kind of seems like there might be. Duncan, I know you're too young to understand these things, but like, there's definitely something going on.
No, my thing is you should always give somebody privacy, and the minute you start feeling a little like, I wonder what's taking so long, that's whenever you kind of lean your ear in a bit. But I think you always
Okay.
got to give people a shot at privacy.
Wait, so are you worried that this guy might like attack Rita or what?
No, it's not like that yet. It's not like that. It's
Wait, you said it's noon?
It's almost noon. It's approaching. That's what he said.
oh.
Shit.
Um,
Never mind. Okay, I'll have to do this the old-fashioned way.
All right. So Rita, what do you do?
I was like, if Albert's there, then I can go get that mind potion and give it to him and even out the score. But never mind, I'm just gonna have to try to make amends like a normal person.
Right.
Rita, you haven't walked off yet.
Yeah, she's like wiping her hands on her pants. And I was like, okay, I'll be fine.
I say to Rita, if you want, we can do that we can try to do that thing where I know how you're feeling, even if you're like kind of a little bit of a distance away. That thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, I'd be behind the wall, but at least I'll know, like, oh, it's going okay,
Yeah,
yeah. If you want to do that, we could. I don't know. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah. If it feels like it's going really, really bad, then maybe come in. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Probably. Okay. What do we roll for that?
Oh, you don't roll for that. That's just something you have.
Oh, right. That's just something that we have. Yeah, it's the mind reading. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or telepathy.
Like if we want to do more, then we can roll.
Yeah,
But I think we don't need to do all that for this. I don't think.
Okay, got it. You guys stay here. Duncan, maybe you can tell Byron about some of the things we've been up to. That would be cool.
Yeah, I got eaten by a worm once.
Okay. Byron is gonna kind of like sit on the ground, cross-legged in like a very like athletic pose, and is just like listening to you intently. Do you sit with him or do you remain standing?
If I sit down, I may fall asleep, so I'm gonna stand up. I'll stay standing.
Well, what I'm saying is this is your chance for a short rest.
Oh, I'm gonna sit.
Okay, great. So
I'm
you're just
sitting.
chill in the hall, and that's
Chill,
obviously
short
a long rest for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just kind of like blearily tell Byron of your travels, kind of half asleep, and he listens, very intrigued. Is there anything you leave out specifically, or like what's the
Anything that I leave out? Okay, well, I'm conscious that he is in like a party with my dad. So
Mm,
anything that would implicate like because technically probably even though I'm partially a warden or I'm mostly a warden of the temple, I'm
right.
sure my dad has a lot to say so since I'm not sure if there's like laws of being a minor in this realm, but I'm sure
Mm,
there's something similar. He has power and influence. So I say anything that I think would raise a serious brow for
hmm
my dad. So I also don't divulge much about Rita that I think is personal. I don't say anything about Rita
Right.
and the king. I don't
Right.
say
Right. Right.
anything about the spider. I do no, I say we helped a spider. Yeah, and like I don't explain some of the details that I feel like Rita would want to share herself if she felt like she
Right.
wanted to. So
So you
yeah,
just kind of give
mostly
a overview, like something that would
yeah,
be in
just kind
a
of fun
like
things.
a legend of like this journey.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hmm Help the spider.
We helped a spider.
hmm
Helped a spider, got eaten by a
Yup.
worm,
A lot
Yup.
of bug
Fought the
interactions.
buried some bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really don't, especially because I am starting to realize after the speech I gave that like my position as like a religious person, mascot figure, whatever, is
hmm
like complicated. So I don't say quite a bit about like the religious journey that I've been on and figuring stuff out. I
Right.
do say,
Right.
we buried bones, we help people move on. Um, because I don't want dad for somehow if he's just kind of in our home area just chatting away for the temple to get worried that I'm losing track and they'll pull me back.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
not saying anything that would distract from that either.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. That sounds good. Um, and I'll say that he does ask questions here and there, but nothing that's like prying. He, as someone who tells stories on the stage, he kind of likes the like less real theatrical version of things. So he's just kind of like, oh, like that's very heroic. He's not trying to delve in. Like he can tell that, and he knows that he's with your dad, obviously, right? So he's not trying to come and like kill the party.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rita, you step in to Jay's little upstairs loft. You see that a lot of his potion stuff has been like shoved to the side / put away. There's an empty bowl and a spoon on the table. The sword that he received from the queen is leaning against the barrels there. And he appears to be dead asleep on a little like sleeping bag with the Aegis book next to him, open.
Aw.
With a little candle, but he's got a pillow covering his face, and he just looks absolutely conked out. You can hear some like really soft, not snoring. He doesn't snore, but just like the like really deep breathing of someone who's asleep. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna knock on the table. See
Okay.
if that.
Uh, he sits up immediately, and grabs a dagger, from his under his little pillow, and is what? Oh,
Hey,
hey.
sorry, and I didn't want to wake you. Shinichi said you got here a while ago, so I thought it would be okay. Hi.
Yeah, no problem. I've pretty much been asleep since I got back.
Hmm.
I hope you guys have been able to get some rest as well.
Not at all.
Where's Duncan?
He's talking to our brother Byron. Did we tell you about Byron? We have a brother Byron. He's like a year older than Duncan. He's an actor, an artist, really fancy guy. But he's here performing at the theater, and they're catching up.
Oh, so he's fine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, if he wasn't fine, I would not be this. I mean, I wouldn't say calm or rational because I haven't slept in a while, and the last time I slept, I only really slept 4 hours. So I wouldn't be this
Right.
okay. You know?
Sure. He starts clearing off the table. He says, "Well, that's
Oh, you don't have to.
it's good. I feel like we should talk without
Yeah.
him for a sec." Um,
Sure. About what? About Duncan?
no, not about Duncan.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And so,
I'm-
do you sit at the table?
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit.
Yeah, so he doesn't. He remains standing, kind of just leaning on the other side of the table. And I'll say just like on your passive perception that you can tell this is a bit of a gloves off moment.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's one of the first chances you guys have had to interact without Duncan, like
Mhm.
explicitly right there. And he doesn't know, right? That Duncan's right around the corner.
Yeah, we haven't really talked since I forced my way into his mind.
Yeah, Duncan, are you trying to hear any of this, or are you truly just like zoned into your conversation with Byron?
I'm not trying to, and I'm gonna wait until I'm like gonna give it like 5 minutes in world essentially before I
Mhm.
start trying to like get registers on the emotional tenor of the conversation.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so Jay gets, as he's like talking, he's kind of just like casually putting clothes back on. He doesn't seem like flustered at all that you saw him in like pajamas or whatever. Um,
Oh. As he's doing that, I don't look because that's a lot.
well, he doesn't, I
Well,
mean, he
like-
doesn't take any clothes off. He's just adding layers.
I know, but it feels rude to watch him. you know?
Right, right. And he, seemingly out of, respect for you, turns this lantern on, just like you did last time you guys were up here. So there's more light, and he comes
Oh,
back to the table.
Because I'm a human.
Right. And he just kind of looks at you with like an even stare, kind of like still rubbing the sleep out of his eyes though. And it doesn't feel, at least as far as you can tell, without doing any kind of insight, it doesn't feel malicious. He's just kind of giving you the chance to say something first.
I'm gonna take that chance. I just I want to apologize. I know it's kind of hollow, but I did want to apologize. I shouldn't have done that.
He kind of nods nonchalantly while he's like adjusting his belt across his chest, and then looks back up at you and says, "It wasn't like that. He wasn't like that with me."
What do you mean?
I mean, that was just one moment that you saw.
No, I know.
He on multiple occasions
Mhm.
offered to build me a theater. I mean, he did build it, but I wouldn't let him name it after me because it was just too embarrassing. But it's still there on the aisle. It's my theater that he built for me.
Okay.
He kind of gives this like very almost like impetuous smile, like grin with his little fangs. He's just waiting to see your reaction.
I mean, I think if anything, might be like kind of stupid because I think he's probably trying to like needle her right now, but it's kind of doing the opposite.
Mhm.
I'm kind of relieved in that moment to hear that. Yeah, well, not kind of. I'm pretty relieved to hear that in general. No.
Oh no.
You know
Oh
what?
no.
It's fine as long. I mean, if we get into a battle, I'm still sure we can figure it out. But I think this is fine for now.
Okay, yeah.
So
All right.
it could work out.
Yeah, we'll make
Okay.
it work.
Okay.
Uh, so you don't say anything, or do you?
Well, I said okay.
Oh, you said it. Okay.
Kinda. Yeah. Well, I just kind of like look a little relieved to hear that. I probably just nod to like see if what else he has to say because I'm waiting for him to like grill me really.
Mm-hmm. And he says, after the second time, Orem asked for his hand, and I dueled him.
Right.
Riley was very angry with me. And told me that it had been incredibly stupid of me to do that because he wasn't going to marry Orem anyway, and he had different ideas about who he was going to marry. And yeah, he asked me to marry him.
Oh.
Yeah. I said no at the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were pretty young.
Hey, why? How young were you?
At that time, 16, 17 must have been.
That was a while ago, huh? But that makes sense. That explains a lot. Yeah, Safiel was talking to me about you, about both of you together. Mostly about you. She misses you. Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't really know either of us. She thinks she does. But
Yeah, that sounds
she's
about right.
she's her father's daughter.
I think this might be honestly, I might be a little too I might be being a little too nice about this. I feel like I should be meaner about it, but I think she's been under her father's thumb for so long that she kind of can't see anything past that and past herself. And, it's up to her to figure that out. And if she doesn't, well, I think she cares, though. I think she has a good heart. I do think she cares about you and about Riley and about Core a great deal, even if she doesn't know you. And, with family, sometimes that's, I don't know. For me, that's been enough. The ones who care, even if they don't know me. Versus the ones who are actively hostile.
Yeah, family is a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
When, yeah, I can't remember if it was the day she died or a couple days before, but, the queen, the late queen, Riley's mother,
Mm-hmm.
she called me to her bedside. Riley couldn't go at the time, he was too sick, and made me promise that I would not let her son die. Do you love him?
Not why you've been looking. You're asking me if I'm in love with Riley.
Yeah, you think so? Do you think you are?
I don't know what that looks like, to be quite honest with you. I could see that happening probably soon, really soon. I'm not trying to get in the way of anything. I want you to know that. I've known him for 2 weeks, but I'm not going to tell you I'm going to get out of the way for you or anything like that, because I feel like that's not just my choice. And also because this is very new for me. Any feeling like this is very, very new for me. And we don't know each other very well, you and I. But I've had to fight for everything that is mine. And there's very few things and very few people I'm not yet.
Well, I do.
I know.
Never gonna stop.
I know.
And I'm sure you will fall in love with him. Everyone does. And I'm sure he already thinks he's in love with you because it's the kind of person he is. But no matter what happens, and he kind of leans over the table. And this is when you smell the alcohol. Yep. This is. He will never, ever belong to you the way he did to me. Nothing will change that. And he stands back up.
I think in that moment, I don't know how he's gonna take this. But this is tough because Rita is jealous, and she is, she does really, really like Riley. But I think when Jay says this, she really hopes that he believes that.
Mhm.
Because it is true. And I think she's happy for him that it is true, and happy for him that he's saying that. You know?
Right.
Like, in her mind, that doesn't mean anything about the present or the future. But, like, whenever she meets up with her brother again, if they find VJ, you know, like, that's going to be different. And there's going to be other people in VJ's life. She's sure of it. There has to be. But, like, the relationship they had when they were still kids in Hughside and still not sure about what they were doing with life and still really fighting against their father, but also not, you know, because neither of them really had that. Like, nobody's going to change that. Nothing will ever make that not be a thing. Just like her relationship with Duncan now is something else. Her relationship with Byron now or in the future is something else.
Right.
I think, like, because she's gone through grief, this is, like, one thing that even though she doesn't, like, fully understand it, like, on a deep philosophical level, she's just kind of like, oh, that's really good.
Right. That makes total sense. On his lean in, go ahead and give me insight.
Yeah. Okay. It's insight I have advantage on. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
jeez.
I got a nat 1 and then a 12. Oh,
Jeez.
shit.
Neither are very good.
This is a bad day.
Okay. On the 12, I will tell you that, and whether or not this had occurred to you before, it kind of like really strikes you with clarity here, especially when he like pulls away. Um, First of all, obviously, Jay's acting very different than he usually does right now. And part of that might be the alcohol, but he's also mad at you for what you
Yeah.
did.
Dude, it'd be a lot meaner, honestly.
So you can see. No, that's all I'll tell you on 12. Yeah, so there are like other motivations going on here, basically.
Mhm.
And he says, and as he pulls away too, you can kind of see like a look of relief on his own face at having like gotten it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as he says the next words, you notice that he, for the first time during this conversation, slips into his accent. And he says, "And I know you too well at this point to try and pretend you aren't worthy of him, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up. And I think you deserve to know that."
Sounds like we're on the same page.
So how is he?
Good. A lot better, I think. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna go through with it.
That's something.
We can talk about this a little bit more in a little bit. But yeah, he was pretty bad. He was really bad, actually. I'll be honest, I haven't known any of you for very long, but man, I know you and I aren't close. I've kind of fucked that up multiple times now, so I don't expect that to
Oh, Rita,
get better.
you have now witnessed, and you are the only other person to have witnessed what was indisputably the worst moment of my life. I don't think after that we can just try to be nothing to each other, and I do not want to be enemies. So I would much rather we were friends. And he offers his hand.
I take it.
All right, firm handshake.
Yeah. I want to tell him, like, that's not fair. You should be way more mad at me. But I'm just like, I'm not going to say that. That would be shitty. Like, I'm not going to make my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to ask, are you sure? Like, it's fine if you're mad and you need to be mad for a while longer. That's fine.
This, like, big grin spreads over his face. It's actually very reminiscent of Riley.
Yeah.
And he says, "You're saying that now because you think you're gonna win."
I'm not. Well, I mean, I do. I kind of can't go into a fight thinking I'm gonna lose, otherwise then I've already lost. But that was a lesson, actually. Sorry. That was a thing that my fighting instructor used to tell me. But no, I did something pretty fucking awful to you. Like, I was pissed off and I was annoyed and I was tired of not having any answers in this fucking region, and I took it out on you, and that wasn't fair. So I'm not saying this because of Riley. I'm saying this because of me.
I appreciate that, but I have done far worse.
I yeah. I get that. No, I would much rather be friends. I mean, you and I, Duncan pointed this out, and I agree. You and I are incredibly alike.
Yes, and I do expect to win as well. In fact, I know that I'm going to. So, really, all I should do is feel bad for you.
Likewise.
Anyway, is there a reason you're here?
Yeah, well, one, I did want to talk to you, just us two, to talk about that stuff, and then I wanted to ask for your help. Twice
Naturally.
over, thrice over.
Well, I know that anything you're doing is in service of. I guess I don't need to pretend that's the reason. I am happy to help you with anything.
Okay. So my brother, Byron,
Mm-hmm.
he's human. He's from Tereth.
The
Or not
Bard,
Tereth, Greater
correct?
Norland. Yeah, the Bard.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've heard about it. I mean, you probably have because you're interested in the arts and you were an actor and all that stuff. But he's here to perform as part of this unity thing, right? But a lot of the people here, as you well know, are not willing to work with a human. So we're currently recruiting people to help at the theater.
He goes over here and starts like making a pot of tea with some he opens a little box and like a very strong mint smell fills the room as he pours hot water over it and he comes back and he says, "Forgive me, I didn't offer you anything. I assumed Shinichi probably took care of you."
I don't know if he did. Honestly, I'm having a hard time remembering like what I'm doing in the moment right now. I really haven't gotten any sleep, so he probably did. I think he offered. I think he gave us food. That sounds right.
Well, would you care for some tea?
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Gives you a little cup of like very minty tea. You notice he's not eating it, which is probably not great. And he says, "So the show cannot go on until they replace the elven performers."
Yeah, I mean, luckily, we became kind of close with Annabelle and what's her name? The daughter of the Rainy Days Inn. Starts with a C. I'm having a hard time remembering her name right now. Well, we became friends with some of the musicians that have been performing during the festivities or whatever. And I recognize that none of them are, elven or fancy like that, Some of them seem like they're still nobility. So I asked if they would be willing to be a part of it. They eagerly joined. So we have some people to take up some of the parts, but we've gotten some people to take care of like the back of the house. I think that's what they said. The things, the lifting and the carrying. I mean, I'm probably lifting and carrying, and Duncan's taking care of lights. But though my brother's playing the lead, we need a second lead. And very last minute, and somebody who is familiar with the play, and I think you would be. So I figured you'd be the best shot.
And
that you'd probably be good.
Fenris Ulf is directing, correct?
Yeah, Fenris kind of sucks. But yeah.
Yeah. I've auditioned for him many times. Never received a callback, so I'm sure he would not
Well,
be too happy to see me in the lineup, but if he is desperate enough, he may go for it. Which
he's
part
definitely
exactly
desperate enough.
is your brother playing? Do you know?
What's the play? It's I'm trying to remember what the play is called.
Across the river is what they're doing. Jay knows. He says this.
Across the river. Okay.
Across the river. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be the one that they would do. Ironic beyond words that this would be the way that I actually perform it. I can't even begin to tell you. But I'm assuming your brother must be playing the Fae, and they would expect me to be playing the elder part of the mortal elf. Which is not specifically the part that I trained for, but the way this opera works is a younger man or boy trains for the part of the Fae, and then as they age into adulthood, they take on the part of the elf later in life.
Oh.
I'm assuming you're not, forgive me, I'm assuming you're not familiar with.
No, not at all. Well, I mean, I lived on a ship for the last 6 years, and before that in a store, so
Right.
This will be my first time seeing a play.
Yeah, well, it's a big one. And yeah, the one I trained for all my life, but I was never cast. So technically I could do the part. Certainly.
Great.
It's not going to be pleasant. Is there a particular reason that this show needs to happen? Potentially your brother could just perform a couple solos and that could be it, right?
Well, there's a few reasons. Reason number 1, he's my brother, so I'm invested. Reason number 2, oh. No.
Oh, did we lose him?
Yeah.
Damn.
His phone died.
The struggle bus.
Struggle bus. GT. No. Tears.
Tears.
Phone probably died. Do we keep
Oh
going or do
man,
we
I
wait?
wonder if we're getting like a snowstorm or something.
Maybe. He said BRB looking at breakers in the basement with neighbor.
Oh my god. Alright, well,
gosh.
I got a piece, so we can take 5 and see if that changes
Okay.
anything, but we'll see.
Sounds good.
We'll see if he gets back.
Okay. Burba.
Yeah, okay.
I'm waiting for my tea.
Oh, you were like, you know what? I'm gonna get some real tea.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh,
Ah!
dude, I listened to the Rita playlist this morning.
Oh, did you?
So fucking good. Dude, I forgot about that song. The last one, The Wolf.
Oh,
That
dude, that song
was
is sick.
that was like my jam for like a year. I fucking love that song. I completely forgot about it.
I literally just got into Siamese or
Yeah,
however
they're
you pronounce it.
fantastic. They're so great.
They're fucking great. But I just heard that song and I was like, dude, this is an epic like song.
Yeah. No, I mean the whole playlist is a banger, but then and then like thinking about it in the context of Rita, it's like, yeah, I'll cry.
Okay. So
Hi,
I had to
JT.
go. I'm sorry.
The
I had to
electrician
go,
is returned.
I had to all of a sudden become a man's man in the past 20 minutes. And the thing is that up until those last 5 minutes, I had y'all with me down in the basement doing D&D talk on
That's so funny.
speaker
Oh
so
my
funny.
with my
fucking
roommate. With my roommate and the guy who was doing work in the back. And so they were like, what the fuck are they talking about? And I was like, oh, that's my, because he first heard Jamie's voice, like, oh, that's my buddy. He's like hosting a game. And they were like, well, what's the game about? It sounds interesting. I was like, this is too much. I can't get my
It's so much.
power on.
It's too much. The amount of
They were-
drama.
They're like, will Jay end up with the king or will Rita?
No, literally the part
It's
they
a
walked
Bravo
in on.
show.
It was, what they overheard was Jay saying, but look, I am going to win, so let's not even worry about it. And then I was like, oh, this is too much to even fucking.
Oh my god, that's like when Cass walked in on Rita like confessing.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
literally Cass walking in
That
on
is
Rita
so
being like,
yeah.
okay, I'm about to have a 20-minute conversation
Yeah.
with the king.
No, you know what? The universe, like, the drama's too good. There needs an audience. Like, someone's got to hear this.
That's literally what's going on.
Oh my god.
Well,
Okay.
did you get it
So-
working again?
Yeah, and I just slipped back to my computer mic. It was because there's a
Sweet.
guy working on the unit in the back, and he hit something
I'll
in
be
the
right
wall.
back.
Oh, okay. Good for him. Just fucking ruining everyone's day.
There you go. Yeah. So I did try to listen throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, it sounds like they talked shop about both being in love with Riley.
Right. That's what. The idea of talking shop about that. Is... So, what are the stats on this? Like, what's our productivity
Yeah.
level here? Like,
Like, I'm gonna win. No, I'm gonna win.
yeah.
It's
Like, I feel bad for
okay.
you. No, bitch. I feel bad for you.
For you? No, you don't feel bad for me.
No. Don't pity me. You should be way meaner to me right now because eventually you're gonna be crying.
I
so
did hear all that. It sounds like
basically,
sounds
they're
like-
just going over kind of the basics of the show right now. And Jay asked like, "What part is your brother playing? Like, do we really need to put on the show? Like, what are the stakes here?"
yeah, and he's playing the older character.
Yeah. He'd be playing the elf rather than the fae, which is ironic because he literally is fae, and your brother's human. So it's like, that's dumb.
Okay. Wow, okay. Well, then at this point, I do use, I think it's been probably
Okay.
10 minutes probably. In the,
Mhm. Oh, totally.
So I do my first little feel for where the temperature is.
Okay,
Oh,
so are you trying to
perfect.
listen in?
No, I'm doing the emotion.
Oh,
thing.
you're doing. Okay, gotcha.
And if it's
Mhm.
good, then I'll kind of peek my head around.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely send like positive vibes back. Like very good emotions back.
Okay, I'm gonna, if we're ready to do it, I'm gonna grab Byron and say, okay, come on.
Oh, he's like, oh, and he starts like slicking back his hair, like he's like very nervous about this, and he says, do I look like a nerd, or am I like, is he gonna like me?
Man, I made him self-conscious.
It doesn't. He's your coworker. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's
I mean, in theater, that's like okay.
Oh, Jay,
Hey.
my brothers.
Byron steps in, kind of like gives a very brief look around the room, and then like gives like a very low bow, and he says, "Hi, I've heard a lot about you, and I would be very honored if you would consider performing in Across the River with me. Though, of course, you don't have to. You seem like a very busy person, and being in a show, especially this last second, is a big commitment. So I completely understand if you say no, but it would be an honor to perform with you.
I look at Jay and I just say, yeah, he's really polite.
Jay, I mean, you're both welcome to do an insight on how he takes that.
Okay, let's see how that goes.
Because I think he takes it pretty stoically, but there's like more if you
13.
can get it. 13?
God damn it. Yeah, 13. Why are my
12.
rolls so shitty?
I got a
4. Oh yeah, so as far as you guys can tell, Jay just kind of took that and had no reaction. And he says, "Go ahead."
Right. So, 1 second, Byron. No, never mind. Here, Byron, take a seat. And I stand up and I again and sit down.
No, he says, but Rita, you don't have to do that.
No, take a seat.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So as I was saying, Jay, this is Byron. He's the third son in our family. He's a year older than Duncan. He's been studying kind of his entire life, I think. I was chosen for this specifically. Yeah, it sounds like everybody thinks he's like got this in the bag. We just need to get the show together.
Before responding to any of that, Jay acknowledges Duncan and kind of gives his shoulder a squeeze, like, glad to see you're okay. And then he turns to Byron and says, so I'm assuming you will be playing Cerellacy. And Byron nods seriously. And he says, right, which I realize is untraditional. And you might feel conflicting feelings about a human playing that part. Because and Jay raises a hand and says, no, I don't feel anything about it. You don't need to worry about that. But in that case, I would be playing Drugar. And Byron kind of like presses his lips together. Like this is an awkward subject. And he says,
can I get an insight check on Byron?
Yeah,
what does
go
that
for
mean?
it. Go for it.
I don't know anything about this play. Holy shit rolls. My God.
Yeah, okay.
My
so,
goodness, it's a 10.
As far as you can tell, he's just kind of feeling awkward in general about this conversation.
Sure.
He's never had to like cast a show before. And he says, I think you'd be a great Drugar. I think that's great. I mean, I'm playing a Fae, right? So like who cares? Like whatever. And Jay smiles, pretty casually. His like whole vibe right now is very calm. And he says, which like Byron is becoming increasingly starstruck as the conversation flows at the idea that this man is apparently this legendary performer, right? He's just kind of like, how is that even possible? And Jay says, I agree. I think it would be perfectly acceptable casting. I'm very surprised to hear that Fenris agrees. And Byron says, well, he agreed to direct with me playing Cerellacy, so yeah, I guess he's and he's kind of looking at both of you like, can you like, why am I
So the Unity thing is like a big deal. This is really being headed by the ambassador. I think
Right.
he and Fenris have been kind of butting heads about the whole thing quite a bit. I'm not gonna bullshit you about this. I think it's Fenris has done as little as he can to be accommodating without stopping this thing that, you know, is a thing that the crown wants, you know?
I also think that if there is any sort of response to Byron playing this role, it's going to be good controversy. People will be looking at you, Byron, when we need to.
Oh, that's
read
true.
it. Did you feel?
No, I haven't
did
talked to him about that yet. So you asked me why I came to ask you for this. Number one, primary motivation, Byron. You know, we care about him. We want him to have not made this journey for nothing. Number two, this is really important. Like in general, it feels like a big deal, like a big first step for relations between this region and Greater Norland. So I think it would suck if it ends before it even had a chance to be a thing. And number three, and we can talk about this a little bit more privately, we really need you and Core to be a part of it, of the play, to act in the play. I still need to figure out how to get Core on stage. We're going to figure that out. I'm going to make Fenris think that it's his idea, and it'll be good. But we need you there because, you know what? You already know how to make teleportation circles. I heard about that part in the play, so you can make it look pretty believable and be believable in that one part where the guy disappears. You know what I'm talking about. We all know what I'm talking about, right? I'm just like, fuck. I'm trying my best to remember what Riley said about the play.
Yeah, we're gonna make Core like, you know, historically in the play, in order for like the theatrics to make a character disappear, they use a teleportation thing. So it's not out of question to do that. People aren't gonna question that. So when Core disappears,
and we know that you can. Yeah.
Yeah. And they don't know where he's gonna go. Is he going backstage? Is he going outside
Most
the building?
definitely backstage. Definitely backstage.
All right, I'm gonna do a quick insight for Byron.
Fucking hell. We're not good at lying.
All right.
Motherfucker.
So Byron is looking back and forth between the two of you as you speak, and his eyes are getting increasingly narrow. Jay is absolutely picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah.
And he says, and as soon as it shifts into a conversation about the prince, his whole energy shifts, and he starts paying much more attention and is like much more invested in whether or not what the plan is here. And he says, His Majesty will never agree to this.
Core or King Terrell?
Terrell.
No, he has. He asked.
Do I notice my brother being suspicious?
Oh yeah, it's very obvious. He's not trying to hide.
I want to tell him like what I meant. Like now I realize like that he's suspicious,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh, and this is partially true. Well, and I tell Jay I'm doing lights for the show, and it's really important that I know where everybody is and how it's gonna look. And so I don't know how to make this happen. Am I going to interfere with the spell that's always been used in this show if I do lights on it? Because this isn't this is about elves. This isn't about humans. Like, what if I light it wrong? What if I do something wrong and it upsets somebody? That's what I meant by that.
Give me a deception.
Against this 19?
Yeah, it's a tough one, but go ahead and try. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so Byron, on top of looking suspicious, is beginning to look a little annoyed.
Yeah, that's fair.
As he's realizing that something bigger is going on here, and this is not about him at all.
It is, but it's also convenient.
And Jay is still very honed in on this. He's not paying attention to that at all, and he says, I'm sorry, are
last
you
night
saying
we
it was...
were fighting a lich. We were fighting a lich, and then we were. Did you know that the guy has warlocks? I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. He has warlocks. That's crazy. And after that, King Daryl, myself, and Duncan, and Safiel. Well, she was present. We were talking. I'm still kind of annoyed and kind of tired.
She was present.
She's not annoyed. She
It's like the
doesn't
most
help a
subtle
little.
diss ever. Well, she was present. She didn't do jack shit. Anyway,
Look, we were
continue.
discussing the play. We were discussing many matters, and then King Terrell was there when I mentioned that I thought I knew an actor that would be good enough for the play, because I remembered the conversation that you and I had by Pinter's mom's statue, when we were talking about tears and crying on stage. And there's something about the way that you were talking about that made me think about, like, when I and, one of my friends talked about the sea. And, like, you can't talk about something like that without, like, really loving it and without, like, really thinking about the specificities of it. So I knew you had to be good. And then it was confirmed to me by the king. And then the king said he thought it would be a good idea for you to be a part of this play. Especially if we want to try to get Prince Core involved. He very specifically said that he wanted you to be there and that he trusted you to be there. Which, going back to what we were talking about before, it does seem like a win in your column, but...
This is another big energy shift from Jay.
Yeah.
So much so that it doesn't even seem like he heard that last little dig. Like, he's, like, as soon as you say that, like, Riley specifically was like, get Jay to do this thing for Core. Like, his expression goes from, like, determined, like, trying to figure out what you're talking about to, like... God, no more insight checks. You guys have failed.
We failed so many.
I'm
Okay,
rolling.
I mean, go for
let
it.
Duncan
All
roll.
right, yeah, Duncan. That's true.
Oh,
That's true. Duncan hasn't done
fine.
it.
Never mind. Jamie, you're right. Go
Can I do a perception check instead? Maybe that'll be better.
No, it's over.
Okay.
You can't.
I
read Jay
noticed
right
nothing.
Now.
I
Yeah,
see nothing.
but all you notice is that they're.
We roll like shit whenever we're around Jay.
I
You're the
know.
least insightful people.
It happened so much that you literally had to, like, use a mind reading potion.
Like, literally.
Yeah. So you
If
can't
people
really
have more sympathy that we're just dumb and we have to use potions, like, we're not evil, we're just dumb.
We just can't read the room. We can't read the room at
The
all.
gods were like, let us give you the power to be able to read each other's emotions, because otherwise, this is never gonna...
Blessed
So
be
bad.
the-
Oh my god, my cheeks hurt, dude.
Oh my god. So, yeah, you can't tell. You just can see that there's a big shift, and he seems to kind of lose the plot for a minute, and he's just thinking to himself. And Byron says, oh yeah, the initial sacrifice that disappears on stage. Yeah, I know about that. I know about that part. I could tell you about that part.
That's what it is? It's a sacrifice? Hey,
Do you
Byron, can you
guys-
just tell us about the play? Because I really
plot?
am working with nothing. What's the plot?
Yeah, I know. And he kind of sits back and is trying to, like, have an important air. And he says, I know about this show. I know.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. You must
This
have been
is,
setting
like,
your minds
my-
on your way here.
This is my whole world. I've been, I mean, I'm sorry, I still don't really think I know your name.
Oh, that's Jay.
As Jay said, people to do this part, they study their whole lives. So I
And
have,
you
I have insight into this situation. I feel like you're undervaluing.
Okay, but little brother's gonna kick in, and I'm gonna say,
Oh.
Byron,
He's annoyed.
now is not the time to do. Okay, and I think Duncan's having flashbacks to the dinner table
He's mad.
when
Yes.
his oldest brother would be the most important in the room, and then
Right.
Byron would try to compete.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be like, "Now is not the time.
Very
now
much
is
middle-
not the
middle sibling.
time."
Yeah, no, that's like a perfect read because Byron is very much treating this as one of those dinner table scenarios because he has no sense of like what's happening. So he's just like, "Hey, I give me a persuasion, Duncan, or intimidation, whichever one you're trying to do."
Just persuade. I have
Okay.
I have advantage on persuade. You guys, I swear to God. No, I don't have. I don't think it's actually persuasion. I think it was perception for lying.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
it. I rolled a 4.
Okay,
We're rolling
Byron-
like shit.
Byron somehow leans back even further in his chair and he says, "So yeah, let me tell
You're
you.
gonna fall.
Okay.
Let me tell
Fine.
you.
Backup plan. I'm gonna lean into it because that's what I would do whenever we couldn't stop. Yes, Byron. Please. You know what? You're right. We have been.
He says, yeah. No, let me tell you the story of the show.
Yeah, tell me.
I can't believe you guys don't know. It's like the biggest opera ever.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'll
of
be
us.
honest. I don't
Yeah.
know what the difference between an opera and a play is. Is there a difference?
Oh
Are they
God,
just the same
Rita,
thing?
Rita. Okay, I'm sending through my brain. Discomfort. Don't say that.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh, no.
All right.
I thought-
So, across the river, as we've discussed, is an ancient elven opera. And it is about a time.
that means
when-
they're singing, right?
Yes. Yes, Rita. If I'm in a show, it's safe to say there's singing in it.
Well, I don't know. I thought you were a good actor too, so I don't know if it was just
shit.
if
Yeah,
it was
there's
just
also
speaking.
acting in opera. It's both. It's the best of both worlds.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is thematically relevant to this show as well. Okay, so if you would just listen, my God.
Okay, Byron.
I'll say, Rita, you can tell what's happening here because you've dealt with like similar situations with Duncan. Is he's
Yeah.
coming off of the like with Duncan it's sugar, but with him it seems to be caffeine.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of getting that like grumpy, like he's on the down from his
Yeah.
coffee, so he's like,
I'm gonna
right.
take a sip of my tea and then I'm gonna put it in front of him and I'm gonna say, "Drink that first.
What is that?
It's mint tea. Drink it."
Oh, okay. And he takes a sip. And he says, "Strong. Oh, it's good.
Nice.
It's good." Okay, where was I? So,
It's an opera.
it's an opera about a time before time when the Feywilds was part of our world, the material plane. When they were connected more. You see what I'm saying?
It
Yeah.
means you could touch it.
Yes, Duncan. And the
And now
only
we
thing, yes, the only thing separating the two realms was a river.
Oh,
Hence the title, Across the River.
that makes sense.
Oh.
Yes. Whether or not this is an actual historical time or if it's fictional, we don't know. Some people think it's real. Some people think it's not.
I've
Could
had
be
dreams about lots of rivers. Actually, go ahead, Byron.
Oh yeah, with the rabbit.
Yeah, let's not even talk. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff me and Rita could talk about, but never mind, Byron.
No, I wanna hear more about what an opera is.
As you guys are doing this little shuffle, he like clicks his tongue. And he says, right, so during this time, the Fae and the mortals,
Mhm.
had more relationships with each other. It was more of a, you could interact. And there was one archfey, a beautiful young woman, well, we would now call them Eladrins, an Eladrin woman, who was called Cerelsi. And she was an archfey such that in order to maintain her powers, she required mortal sacrifice on the other side of the river. It's very common. You following me?
Yeah, they
Right. So
They-
you would be
Yes.
the lady,
Yes, I am the Archfey.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
That's the
then
part I'm
Core
playing.
would be the human sacrifice.
Yes, the first one. There are a couple throughout the show.
Oh, so only the first one you see disappear?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
And because some of them, well, just let me continue. So,
Uh-huh.
the first sacrifice is the only one that, well, until the end, the only one that actually gets killed. Because what happens is, Sorelisi starts demanding too many sacrifices, and so the elves start questioning her rule over, because some of them worship her. It's like that kind of situation. But she starts demanding too many sacrifices. And so she starts losing followers. And there's a couple more like attempts at sacrifices throughout the show. It's an opera. It's very like dramatic. But none of them succeed. And so she starts losing her power. And then one day, an elf, a mortal elf in the material plane, Drugar, is one of her last avid followers. He's
So that
the
would
one.
be Jay.
That would be Jay. He's the one who continues to bring her sacrifices, even though people don't want to be sacrificed to her anymore, and it's not working out. Basically, through his faith, he becomes like a tyrant in his own realm. And through his attempts to get her sacrifices, Sorelisi falls in love with this elf, Drugar. And then, in the end, spoilers, you're about to see it. Sorry to spoil it. He sacrifices himself.
What?
Right, because she needs a sacrifice, but she loves him at that point, so it's tragic. It's a tragic ending.
Wait, would she even want sacrifices after that? That's crazy. That's a crazy ending.
Well, and then, there's a bit of an epilogue, because of that, she never accepts another sacrifice. She goes to the land of the dead, where she asks to be reunited with Drugar, so it's kind of like a bittersweet.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the show. So, I would be playing Sorelisi, Jay would be playing Drugar, they're the two leads. Very, very famous, sought-after parts in the Bard world, and, yeah.
Oh, wait, so this is like huge, Byron. I mean, like, I knew it was huge, but like, this is like, whoa. I mean, this sounds like a really cool play.
Byron
Man,
kind of
this
laughs
gets to be
up.
my first play. This is cool.
Yeah, Byron
Well, I'll
appreciates
probably be
this.
in the back.
And he says, "Yeah, it's a big deal. And I feel like Dad doesn't get that at all. And
Doesn't get
Mom was
anything.
really excited, but she's not even here. And Hector didn't even come. Anyway, sorry, Jay. But that's why I still want to do it so much. So I really hope you'll agree to be in it, because it would suck if it,
into it. And also, like, look, even if Dad, even if your father is a pain in the butt about things, like, he's here, gonna watch you. That's pretty big,
Yeah.
And he traveled with you all this way. That's like more than what he's ever done. So that's awesome. And you got to be here when we were, and we're gonna be here and we're gonna help you make this dream happen. I know. Look, I know I'm not Hector, but
No, I mean, I want you to see the show. I'm really happy that you're. I mean, who gives a Hector's a. I mean, I'd prefer that you were here, honestly. This is definitely encroaching into a space of that conversation you guys have never had, right?
I'm also really confused because I'm just like, what actor is supposed to be like the golden child?
Right. So you get the sense here that you're stepping into a much bigger conversation, and also that a lot has changed.
Yeah.
And Jay kind of clears his throat and says, "Do I need to audition?" Are you leaving? Yeah, in like an hour. In like an hour.
Oh, I mean,
Oh no, I'm on D. We're doing D&D. Are you leaving? Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh, right. So he says, "Do I need to audition?"
Jay? Oh, no. No.
Byron is like, "Oh, he,
Nope, he doesn't need to audition. Literally, who would you be comparing him to? Literally, who would you be comparing him to?
Oh, I mean, Fenris is gonna
He's
want him.
good. He's really good.
I mean, I'm sure he is, but Fenris is at least gonna want to hear him.
I'll let Fenris know that the king himself asked.
Sorry, obviously, no offense. Obviously, I'm sure you're fantastic. When was the last time you were performed in like a, you know, and Jay laughs and says, "Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a
You
while."
know, the cat thing's kind of a performance.
Oh yeah. He
Yeah,
never mind.
doesn't really require my vocal training though.
Oh, right.
And this show is happening today.
Tonight.
Yeah. Okay, well, it sounds like we better get over there.
Yeah. Jay, we can discuss some of the details a little bit more on the way or before we get there if you want.
And he looks at you and says, "I think I have a pretty good sense of what I need to do."
Okay. I did say a favor twice, thrice over, so that's twice. We will be needing to go to the Valley of Coin soon. As you know, we have our horses and stuff, and we could always rent out a boat. Our dragons are a way of traveling. But remember you told us that there's a way to go underground all the way to Valley of Coin?
Yeah, there is. Through the Underdark, you can get there.
And you know how to get there?
I do.
No. If we were interested in going that way. Not that I'm saying we would. I mean, we'll probably go by horse, but you know, if we were, would you help?
Absolutely. I mean, my foreseeable future is going to be dedicated to learning the ways of Aegis and becoming as useful as I can in that arena. So I will follow Master Daykeep wherever he may lead.
On that note, what is that? Who is that guy that runs that restaurant on the beach?
Omar?
Oh, okay. I need. You remember that dragon that we passed by in the desert on our way out?
Yeah.
Well, I need to get I need to get them some food. Because I need to get some dragon scales from them before we head out. Because Albert's gonna make me a potion of Dragon's Majesty. So.
Oh, Albert's Dragon's Majesty. You know that only lasts for a couple seconds, right? Did he tell you about that? Sometimes he doesn't mention that.
Seconds?
Yeah, he's not a very good... he's a great guy, don't get me wrong.
Well, I'm looking around this room. Jay, if I get those scales, would you be able to make it last a bit longer?
No, Dragon's Majesty is, first of all, incredibly difficult and time-consuming to make, but also absurdly expensive in terms of the necessary ingredients, not even including the dragon scales. Oh, I mean, I'm not saying that turning into a dragon for a couple seconds isn't potentially useful, I'm just giving you a heads up.
Well, there goes Plan C.
Just a couple of seconds.
I mean, it could still help, though. I mean,
still feel like yeah.
Wait, so, I'm sorry, what your plan here is to go get something from Omar to get something from the dragon.
We
Yeah.
need food from Omar.
Oh, and he's looking for his cat, right? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and he's looking for his cat.
Okay, I mean,
If you'd
if
be
we
willing, you know.
if we want to go by Omar's, I mean, I guess it's about time I settled this situation because he will not stop about this cat, and I am starting to feel kind of bad.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Wait, you're gonna come clean?
I mean, I don't know if I'll come clean. Maybe you guys can say that I'm your cat now. He just has to get over it and let me
I've
go my
always
own
wanted
way.
a cat.
Yeah. So
Wait, Byron's a good actor. We're not good liars. We're really bad liars.
um
Byron's a good actor. Maybe we say we bring the cat, right? But then the cat goes to Byron, and Byron says that he's very attached to the cat and loves the cat, and the cat is now his.
sure, that could work. Yeah.
That might be better, right? I mean, fuck, we'd be cutting into your time, wouldn't we?
I mean, how long do you think it's gonna take?
Hopefully not long. I mean,
5
Byron
minutes
says.
or less.
Byron says, I love improv. Like that sounds fun.
yeah, we'll consider this like a rehearsal. Is that what this is?
Oh,
Chemistry building exercise.
Oh, there we go. Chemistry building exercise.
I think it would be more of a warm up. Yeah.
Or that. Wait, you have
Um,
warm-ups and plays? Like with exercise?
yeah, we do like improv games and we stare into each other's eyes and
Well, let's
Uh,
improvise going because we don't have much time.
I'm learning so much. Theater's crazy.
precise. Just as a quick practice, let's. All right. So Jay is first gonna turn to you, Duncan, and Rita, and he says, "You two are sure about this?"
It's kind of the best plan we have without and I roll up my sleeves. You know, having to go a different route.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, on the stage, the odd because I know there's sort of a fake out about who gets sacrificed. Who is the actor that performs being sacrificed on the stage?
Yeah.
That would be.
Has that role been filled yet, Byron? Like, can we get Core in that role?
I don't know. I mean, there were a lot of auditions, but you can't exactly turn down the crown prince for a role, can you? I mean, Fenris
you
isn't that
could.
powerful, is he? I don't know. But it would also be insane because think of the ticket sales, right? Like, there's no way we're not filling the house if the prince is in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just I have some what's the word? Well, first we have to get Core to accept, but then after that, I think I have to. And Duncan's like looking around to these three about who he would need to tell about this because I think we'll get there in a second, but I don't think Rita would like this at all. But Duncan is privately worried that because he's starting to see the deceptive nature of Orem, that Core even performing being sacrificed is an opportunity for a double, like a fake, like we're trying to fake out a teleportation elsewhere. Orem could go full sacrifice and make that a real thing. So
right.
Duncan is considering. I mean, he's gonna tell Rita, but yeah, he's looking at Rita and he's channeling doubt. Like he needs to talk to her in a bit.
Right.
Okay, nod.
So Byron says, wait, so I'm sorry, what's the question? It would be the prince. The prince would get sacrificed and teleported away, right? And I know that you guys are gonna, like, teleport him. I'm not dumb.
What are we gonna do, Byron?
What are we-
Like
he
that would be
just
very helpful if you actually tell us what we're gonna do.
yeah, honestly, any idea would be helpful.
he says, I mean, it sounds like you're trying to get the prince away from here somehow, right?
Okay.
I mean, hypothetically, that is a conclusion that somebody could reach, not necessarily a thing that is being told to you
Okay,
or incriminating you in any way.
If Jay is playing Drugar, then he will be the one performing all the sacrifices, and
Mhm.
he would be the one making the teleportation circle. Therefore, it will be up to him as the actor to decide where that teleportation circle is going.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
So,
no way that Orem could interfere in that, right, Jay?
Jay says, not without me knowing.
Okay.
Okay.
How far can
Well-
you get him?
Well, teleportation circles between Terrath and Greater Norland don't work. So it has to be within Terrath.
Okay.
But I know quite a few of the codes for Valia Coin. So,
So we could just send him straight there.
yeah. I know some for the Isle of Wands too, but I don't think that's advisable without
I don't
Riley
think
there.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, I have some things that I need to get for Core beforehand. And before we tell him what the plan is. And I think I have a place for him to go in the Valley of Coin if we do send him there.
All right.
Hopefully he'll stay there.
Jay grabs the elven blade and he says, he hands it to you, Rita, and says, you mind hanging on to this?
What? No, this is yours. I
I can't exactly take it with me as a cat.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Oh, and here, I put the sword in my bag of holding, and I hand him his.
Oh, thanks. And he just kind of
Yeah.
sets it down.
I made sure to take my stuff out, so.
All right. He says, Byron, I look forward to working with you if I get cast. You know how it is.
There's
And
no way you're
then-
not. We're learning how to like throw our titles around. It's a new thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm not used to it. Oh, there he goes. We'll figure it out.
He turns into a little cat and goes over to Byron. Byron offers his hand to be sniffed, and Jay climbs up his arm and perches up on his shoulder.
Oh my god.
Okay. I like this. This is all working out, everybody.
Oh my god. I know that's Jay, but that is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, Jay, I mean, it's worth noting, Jay is an adorable cat. Very, very handsome fellow.
So Jay, what does verse 1? You started verse 1 through 58. So what does verse 32 sound like in cat?
Jay doesn't he doesn't meow, but he starts like purring very loudly as Byron heads over here.
Okay, Byron. So, your role is, I mean, I guess you could just play yourself. Just act like you found the cat on your way into the Valley of, or not the
Yeah.
Valley of Coin, the Bay of Cups. You found him on the road or something, and he became very attached. You've been taking care of him. Maybe you can say he was injured. I don't know. But like really play it up.
That is good. I nursed this cat back to health, and my backstory is that
No, let's
What-
go.
Your backstory is you. Your
Well,
backstory
no,
is
I
you.
need a
but
backstory. I need.
Yeah.
Your
think
backstory is
quietly. Quiet contemplation on the way there.
Oh, all right. I like to have someone to bounce my ideas off of. I mean,
you. Bye,
I'm a-
Shinichi.
he sees that Jay is riding out on someone's shoulder, and he gives a wave and a nod. Outside, it has become, full daylight, obviously, and you notice that there's like a little shop set up to accommodate the influx of tourists,
God.
and so it's just kind of bustling. And Byron says, Okay, where's this Omar?
Lenio! I wave at him.
Oh, hey.
Is it okay? The last time, when does Duncan look at the sun?
He is sunset.
Set. Yeah.
Oh, set.
Yeah. You missed one because you were in the Underdark. So that's why
Yeah.
it seems like it's been so long. Yeah.
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
the first sunrise.
Yeah, you
Wait,
got
hold on.
sunrise after you came out, and now you're just waiting for the next sunset.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go to Omar's. We're gonna do
Oh, there's
this.
another cat.
Ah, cute. Ooh,
The
what's at the shop?
the orange
we
cat.
have things to do.
Do
The-
you happen to be a secret person? Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Never mind.
Oh my god. Rita's taking the stables path.
Oh no, not the stables. I was wrong. Sorry.
I mean, you can get there either way. Oh, she's gone.
No, I'm going back to Duncan. There you
Okay.
go. Okay,
Maybe
we'll go
way?
this way.
And you can still hear Byron muttering about his backstory. Now he's like talking to Jay, a fellow actor.
Excuse me. Hello.
Oh, wait, Albert is at his station.
Hey, are they ready?
Oh yes. I have your potions of invisibility and your detect thoughts.
Nice.
Sweet.
So that's
Did-
4 and 2.
Wait, didn't we order other things?
You did, but you picked them up at the time. The only things you ordered were the
Oh, 4 potions of invisibility and the 2
Yeah,
potions
and-
of detect thoughts.
Yeah.
We have the bag of holding, the potion of animal friendship, the 4
Mhm.
potions of greater healing,
Yep.
10 potions of healing,
Yeah, and the filter.
and
of
then
love.
the filter of love.
Yeah, those are all things that you got at the time, though. The only things you ordered were the invisibility and the detect thoughts.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Thank you, Albert.
Thank you.
We paid for these already, right?
Uh
Okay, great. Hey, have you seen our skeleton friends at all?
huh. No, not today.
Oh. Okay, well, thanks, Albert.
We'll find them.
You're the best.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure. Ah. Oh,
So you
right.
head down to the
Right.
docks, which are
Man, it's been a minute since we've been down here.
bustling as usual.
Oh,
Don't
No.
you remember when I pretended to drown? That was
Yeah,
crazy.
Make sure, they probably have a bad memory. Let's just keep walking just in case.
Okay.
And the restaurant is fully booked. It looks like there's someone at every table.
Oh, Asda's
Byron.
here.
Byron struts. Yep, your Tabaxi friend is here.
Hey.
Omar immediately says, "Oh, you have returned! Oh my god! Thought I would never see you again."
Omar, hi. We have something to
Omar.
tell you.
We found your cat.
Oh my god! He just dissolves into sobs. He's just sobbing.
Maybe a
gonna
little hug
pat his
is
back.
due. You know, a hug between Jay and, I mean,
the cat, the
the
tuxedo cat.
cat and
Oh, my Bim Bim, you have returned.
Bim
Bim
Bim.
Bim.
All right.
Jay lets himself be pet and cried over, but he doesn't leave Byron's shoulder.
So
and
this is our friend that we met recently. Who would you like to talk about your relationship with the cat, our friend?
Nahum.
yes, I came across this cat.
Oh
and,
no.
and the two of us, I must say, we had an instant connection, and I grew up caring for cats, and this one was injured on the road, and I just picked it up, and now we're the best of friends. But, I hear that it was your cat once. And Omar. We do a quick performance for Byron.
Come on, Byron. This is your thing.
Oh shit. Okay, 20.
Yes!
Gorgeous.
Yeah, and Omar's like, oh, well, thank you so much for rescuing him. My precious Bim, I don't know what I would do if I never saw him again, and now he can come back home and eat all the delicious food he likes. And Byron says, oh well, we have formed quite a bond indeed, and it would be difficult to part with him now. I'm
Well,
afraid.
why don't we let Bim Bim decide? Our friend, why don't you stand over here, and then
Oh, whoops.
and
Mark
then
can stay here.
yeah, and then Bim Bim, we'll put Bim Bim on the ground, and we'll see where Bim Bim goes, and cause Bim Bim's had a journey. Omar, he's Bim Bim's been all around. Maybe
Bim
he's
Bim.
changed a bit.
Oh yeah, Jay gets down, and Omar says, oh, of course, I would never want Bim Bim to feel like he has to stay with me, not of his own accord, and he puts a bowl of food on the ground.
Man, it's a good thing he's not actually a cat.
And he says, come, Bim Bim, come and have your favorite dumpling stew. I'm sorry I deprived you of it for a while. I thought you were getting a bit heavy and thought it might be for your own good, but I regret it. I'm sorry, Bim Bim. Please come home. And
This is so much funnier knowing that the cat is a person.
and Jay, Byron says, you will find that our bond that we have formed is much stronger than that. Much stronger than food. Jay instantly goes over and starts eating food.
God damn it,
Fucking
Jay.
And
Oh.
Omar says, you see?
Oh, hold on. Wait. Oh, Omar, is this the food that the dragon would want?
Dragon likes the dumplings. That's what Jay gave it, was these dumplings.
Oh, the Bim Bim so clearly missed the food. I bet, you know what? The dumplings. What if... Bim Bim, do you want some dumplings?
Bim Bim has cleaned out the bowl. And he's licking his paws.
Oh my god, he didn't have food all day.
Yeah,
I
dumplings.
forgot.
Let's try the dumplings, Omar.
And Omar says, oh yes, the dumplings, of course. Bim Bim loved the dumplings.
Yeah, you go over there and get the dumplings.
Okay, yeah, he goes behind the counter.
Okay,
I'm
while
gonna
he's gone,
kneel
I...
down. Go ahead, you do your
Oh,
thing.
I was gonna swing my arm under Jay, pick him up, bring
Okay,
him
yeah.
over here, and
You
give
grab
him
Jay.
to... Yeah, and give him to Byron.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, no. Byron, don't steal someone's
No, Byron,
drink.
don't!
You can't.
Not now.
Yeah, no, he... Come on, you. He picks up Jay again.
I'm gonna get close to J Cat and I'm
Yeah.
gonna point a finger at him and I'm gonna say, "Get it together. Get it together.
He does
We will
not
get
look
you a lot
guilty
more food."
at all. He's still licking his...
Okay.
He's still cleaning his little face.
Okay.
You
no,
already
that-
had your fill. Get it together.
No, it's good. I think, Rita, I think it would have been out of character if he didn't eat the food. Consider it. Maybe Jay's acting also, but Jay, please, 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 on you, just whenever he offers you the dumplings, say no, and I'm gonna say, I guess I have to take it, okay?
All right. Omar comes back over with a little basket of dumplings, and he says, "All right, here you are, Bim Bim. How could you?" And Byron says, "I told you we have a very strong bond. This cat and I. We are, as they say, twin flames, soulmates, binary stars." And Omar says, "But that's how I was with Bim Bim."
You raised him very well. He's a considerable, sweet, obedient kitty. Omar, you've done a very good job.
A very smart cat.
Mm-hmm.
Jay is like sniffing at the dumplings, like with a curious expression, but he does not leave Byron's arms. And Omar sighs and says, Well, I suppose if you connected with someone else and he did nurse you back to health, then I can understand. But please
Okay,
know, Bim
Omar.
Bim, that you're always welcome here. He breaks down and sobs again.
Oh, I grab him and I hold him, rub his
Yeah,
back
give
as
him
he
a good
cries.
hug.
I rub his shoulder, and while I'm doing that, I am also leaning down to pick up the dumplings.
Yeah, you give me a sleight of hand.
Well, don't we get free food now?
I mean, you haven't brought
My
that up.
fucking
I'm
God.
about to. I want free food.
Yeah, so Omar notices. Well, actually, since he's sobbing and everything, do it with advantage. Because he's not paying any attention.
Dude, the
Not even-
rolls today are garbage.
Okay.
12,
Oh, there we
okay.
go. 12's a little better.
It's
so
the
no,
highest
you-
roll I've had all day.
You succeed. What do you do with the dumplings once you've got them?
Oh, and I'm gonna hold it like at my
Mhm.
chest. I'm not gonna try to hide
Okay.
it.
So you just pick up the
But-
basket of dumplings.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 5 of them. And Omar kind of pulls away and says, "Thank you, young lady. That's
It's
very
okay.
generous spirit. And thank you for at least letting me know that Bim Bim is safe and has found better companionship."
mean- It's good. Like, it could have been worse, right? He could have been with Goran's Bane. It's good. He's
Oh.
alive.
Yeah.
Wait, is that not comforting?
No, that's just.
Because that's where I thought he was gonna be.
Me, I'm having flashbacks to the speech and how the crowd turned at the mention of Gordon's
Hmm.
Bane, so I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the break we need in the energy of the convo.
And Omar says, "That is true. That was my greatest fear for dear Bim
Right?
Bim.
See? He's
I'm
safe. He's alive.
Glad that he
And he
is
seems
safe."
happy.
Very happy. Very full.
Yes. Well, since he is not returning to me, I cannot say that I feel like it would be fair to grant you the week of free meals that were promised, but I can offer you
Give us a day.
lunch today, I suppose.
What about dinner too? Lunch and dinner.
Only if you can convince Bim Bim to come back to me.
Okay, lunch it is.
All right, well, what would you like?
I want the
Um,
noodles.
Yes, 1 serving of noodles.
I guess I'll have dumplings.
And some dumplings. You can keep those dumplings, I suppose.
Oh, thank you.
Omar. That's very nice of you.
And for you, young traveler, young cat whisperer. And Byron says, "Oh, and he kind of looks at you two like, is there something I'm supposed to ask for? Or what?"
He'll take the noodles as well. Thank you,
"Oh
Omar.
yeah, the noodles, yes, that sounds very appetizing." Alright. And Bim Bim, anything else for you? And Bim Bim just licks his paws. Very well.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was really
Jesus.
close.
Um,
Okay, but we got it. We're good. So now we get the scales, go to Albert, and then go get the clothes, and then go back to the theater.
Yeah.
Osday says, "Oh, champions of summer, if you are dining here, won't you join us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Asday.
What
How
up?
goes it in the champion landscape? And who is
mean-
this young man? I don't recognize your accent, sir. Where are you from, if you don't mind my asking?" And Byron says, "Oh, the most far reaches of Greater Noland is..." Oh,
Yeah, it seems that he came with the caravan that accompanied the actor and stuff for the Unity thing.
oh, very exciting. I will be catching the show tonight. Best of luck.
Oh, great.
Nice.
And that Omar comes over with your food and serves them all out and says,
Well,
I
thanks,
hope-
Omar.
"You will enjoy."
Omar, do
Definitely.
you want to sit with us and spend some time with Bim Bim?
No, I have many orders to attend to. He gives Bim Bim a couple pats on the head and says, goodbye.
So,
Wow.
Asda, what are you up to?
Well, I'm looking forward to the royal wedding greatly.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, Asda, how was your journey into You Just Spin?
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting. I picked up a book at the Royal Library on the subject, and there was much I did not know about the relationships between the three great guides. It's a fascinating subject.
It
It's really cool. I've always enjoyed learning more
is,
about this
and
stuff
I
from.
still thank you for being the very first person to. Yeah. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
we had some internet connection stuff.
Oh,
on
no,
my
you're good.
part, I think. What was I? Oh, and yeah, thanks for believing in the message. And I'm sure at the speech that I gave in the temple center, I think that you just has you just is who you just is, but we have a long way to go to understand how you just is meant to be applied in our daily lives. I think
Mhm.
that we have misunderstood that message, and you just is the messenger. If you're gonna confuse something, it's somebody who is the messenger. I mean, it's complicated. It's like a world within a world. So I'm glad you're on this journey with me, as to have you met the other you just convert? The hell is his name? It escapes me right now. The tiefling.
Balam,
Balam! Have
or
you met
whatever.
Balam?
No, I can't say that I have.
Cool.
Yeah, well, I
Uh,
mean, if we leave anytime soon, I don't know when I would be back, but if you ever wanted to do sort of like readings together, I bet Balam would be very happy to read with you.
Mhm.
oh, well, perhaps. Are you guys eating your food?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely eating my
So,
food and trying to stay awake.
yeah, this is the best food you've ever had. Like,
Holy
it's
shit, this is so good.
insane. Like, the spices and, like, just the brewing of the broth and everything. Like, it's beyond good. It's like, yeah. So, while you're eating it, you both gain 10 temporary hit points.
Oh my gosh, hell yeah.
Nice.
And Byron is likewise shoveling it into his
Wait,
mouth.
is that in addition to the temp that I already have?
Yep. Keep building on it.
That was
So yeah, it's
It really was.
yeah. You think you're bulking up? Good for you. Yeah. See how long that lasts. But yeah. So it's really good food. Lovely conversation. You guys finish up pretty fast. What would you like to do next?
So my question, this is more of a question first for Fernanda, if Fernanda wants to do this, but also how you want to strategize this. But could I take could we kind of cutscene it? If Rita wants to take a nap, could Duncan hypothetically run over, go see the dragon, give the food, get the scales, go give them to the potions maker, and then come back? But we don't actually have to do all that? Or is the plot going to be on the way, so we need to kind of actually manually do those things?
No, yeah. I mean, the only question I have is where would Rita? I mean, do you just want to go with them, Rita, or what would be your?
Probably go over to near where the stables are. There's like some pretty big trees, and I'll just sort of lean there, take a nap.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So let's do that. Let's say Rita takes a short rest.
Okay,
Byron,
all my temp HP will be gone though, right?
will it?
I don't know. I'm asking.
No, that doesn't make any sense to me. I think you keep your temp HP.
Okay.
Nice.
Byron and Duncan and Bim Bim. He does stay in his Bim Bim form. I'll go on a mission to get scales from the dragon. Is there anything in particular you wanted to do there, Duncan, or you just like offer dumpling and then get scales?
I want to offer the dumpling, and I want to ask the dragon. If when is the play is tonight.
Yes.
I'm gonna say. Oh, and I can. How did I communicate with it last time?
Do you speak Draconic?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say and I'm gonna say to the dragon, you have absolutely no reason to do this, but if you feel like you want to,
Mm-hmm.
if I happen to shoot, because I have my ring, if I happen to shoot one of my charges into the sky like a flare, if it feels like it wants to help out in an emergency, actually, in the next coming 2 nights, if you see a flare or a shoot of stars into the sky,
Mm-hmm.
that's me asking for help. You have absolutely no need to come help if you don't want to, but we may need help. It is, we did Gorn's Bane. This is related to helping out the land here, and I know you live here. So if you help us, it would be helping out the land that you live on. Anyways, thank you so much.
And do you give all 5 dumplings?
I do. Give them all.
Okay. Yeah, so you managed to collect 8 scales.
Okay.
Because it just kind of moves, and you see that there's like scales in the sand under it. Do you attempt to like pluck any, or you just take those?
Oh, those were the ones that were like freely in the dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna say, I'm trying to have. Oh, thank you for these. I'm trying to get this potion where I will like briefly be a dragon, and this would only be used in a respectful context. I promise it would be to help out something. So I'm looking for 2 more. Do you have any that you're like pretty much almost shedded that I might be able to?
Give me a persuasion.
A nat 1.
You gotta be kidding me.
A nat 1.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
The dragon just shakes its head, and it starts just ripping into those dumplings, just like with its
Wow.
full, like big teeth, mouth.
You know what? Okay, I hope you enjoy that. Anyways, thanks, and remember, just look to the skies these next couple nights if you feel up to it, because it's gonna be a big night. I don't know what what this place is gonna look like in a couple days. I hope it looks just as cheery.
Do you swing over to Albert's then, or do you go get Rita?
Yeah, I mean, I'll stop by Albert and say I have 8 of these. If you can do something with it, cool. If not, so be it.
Albert says, "Oh, he's like shell shocked that you actually got these scales. Like he's like, what?" And he looks very anxious, and he says, "Oh, are these?" And he like pokes at one, and he says, "Oh, I could do it. Just so you know, I may have exaggerated my abilities to. I mean, I can make it. I can do it. It may not last as long as the traditional Dragon's Majesty. When will you be wanting this?"
You can mail it to me. I'll send a letter every once in a while. I have a friend who's a bird, and that bird will get the letter to you and maybe bring back the potion when you finish it. But here's what I'll say. Just do your best, I was kind of warned. And I am kind of being, not a bully, but I am saying, like, there's a reputation that he wouldn't be able to do it. And I'm going to kind of play into it. Be like, I was kind of warned that maybe it would be weak if you made it. But, Albert, I'll say this. I see you work so hard in this town square, and, me and my sister are the champions, and we do like to help our friends. We're gonna tell people about your skills anyways. But if you happen to make a really strong one, I bet the whole world will know about your skills in no time. I'm just saying.
And then originally he said the cost was 400 gold. What do you offer him that, or?
I I probably gave you the gold before I took my nap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him the. Yeah, he works hard. I'll say yeah. I'll give him the 400.
Okay. Albert looks like he's gained some determination from your speech, and he says, "You know what? For the champion of summer, I'll do my best, and I can get it to you by tonight."
Oh, that's already. I mean that's a big promise. But you know what? Okay. If you can have a messenger pop over, I'm gonna be in the booth. What would it be called in this play? Well, no, I'm gonna be in the booth at the theater doing some light stuff. So if I'm there, you can just have somebody sneak it into me.
All right, I'll do it.
I believe in you, Albert. Look, don't stress yourself out. Even if it only lasts 5 seconds, like I was told, then so be it. But if it lasts 30 seconds, then that could change the world. I'm just saying. Anyways, thank you, Albert.
He puts the close sign back up, and he goes off to work. As he goes away, Byron is still standing with Jay, and he says, "Wow, Duncan, that was amazing.
What was?
You're just like very inspiring. I feel like people here really look up to you."
Oh, thank you. Sometimes I feel bad when I talk like that to people, but I tell myself you should only ever do that when you're encouraging somebody toward their best self, and you can only know what somebody's best self is when they tell you. And I feel like I've learned about Albert so far. So that's when you do that. I don't really like to be, deceptive otherwise.
Uh, let's actually go up to the thing where this is taking place. Um, and Byron says,
Hold on. There we go.
Can we talk for a minute before we go get Rita?"
Where's?
He went up to I'm at
I see him.
Albert's stall.
Sure. Yeah. What's wrong?
I just and Byron seems to have completely forgotten that the cat is Jay. Like he's just like, "This is my cat now. It doesn't understand comment." And he says,
So silly.
and he says, "Does I mean, you and Rita seem really cool with each other."
Yeah, she's my best friend.
Oh, did that happen like right away, or is she not mad at us?
Mad?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
because of the way we were all raised, acting like she was our cousin. She's not mad about that.
I don't want to speak for her, but I'll say that when you spend enough time alone, like she has, I think you work through things that other people really try to ignore. And I think she's done that so much that she's figured out how to use all of that to help other people. So that's
I
what I'll
mean,
say about that.
she seems really cool, right? Like she's really cool.
Oh yeah, well that's just she was born cool. So
Yeah, I mean,
some
you're right.
people are just lucky that way.
She's always been cool. But I mean, does she not like me? Is she mad at me? I feel like I wouldn't like me. I mean, you don't even like me, but like you're my brother. So, but she's our sister. You know what I mean? Like I don't. I really want her to like me, but I don't think she's going to.
Byron, you have this. I don't know where you're getting this thing that people don't like you. I think that to be fair, you've come here and you've had to play roles off of the stage, and that's not really fair. I know, so you don't really get to show because you're in all this mix up. I mean, there's a lot going on, and I know you're hearing things and you don't know what's going on. I promise you, if you needed to know something, then we would tell you. Rita has protected me since the start of this, and I think that you know, you just come from different worlds, Byron, and me and her did too. We do, but we've also went through a lot together so far. Um, so I don't. You just have to be yourself. Just be honest and be yourself, and you'll grow on Rita. But I think that I don't think she expected to get close to any of us after BJ disappeared.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
just I feel bad for bringing Dad here. I mean, that's got to be a bummer. I didn't mean to bring him. It just sucks. Anyway, I'm really glad to see you, and I'm glad that you seem to have. I mean, you're doing so well here. It's kind of crazy. Um,
I
do you
mean, I'm
think?
glad to see you too. I mean, you're traveling the world. You're this big actor now, and I mean, we all knew you were gonna. We all knew you were gonna succeed at this. You've been the star of the room. I mean, I know Hector can get in the way a lot, but you always had the charisma at the table.
How long do you think you're gonna stay here
Uh, Here, this place.
in Terrace?
Oh, it's gonna be a while. And then when I'm done here, I'm probably gonna end up somewhere else.
Oh, well, I mean, Mom really misses you. You should stop home at some point.
Oh yeah, I'll pop in. I want to say hey, and I want to go see. I want to go see Master Wow. I want to go see Rinks. Do you know how either of them are doing?
No, I haven't heard anything from the temple. And obviously I
Hmm.
haven't been since you're not there. But no news is good news, I guess.
Yeah. So Duncan's tossing over because he received the reading that encouraged him and Rita to start seeking out, or the potential of a potential that BJ is still alive.
Right, right.
So I think he thinks about that, but he decides to not say anything to Byron.
Hmm. And Byron just says, I guess I just, like, over the past couple years, I've met some people that have kind of reframed the way that I think about what happened to Rita, and I just feel really bad. But it doesn't seem like, I mean, you guys clearly get along, so.
We do. And also, Rita doesn't blame you. It's about how you act now. And
Yeah, that's
I
true.
I I also realized after Hector came and stopped by and visited us that he's not the most
Hector's a tool.
approachable.
Oh my god, that guy.
A
I mean,
tool.
he'll probably grow out of it eventually, right? He just, I mean, and you can't really, because it's VJ. Like, I get it. We're all dealing with it in our own way, but damn, I cannot stand to be around him anymore. Oh my god.
I mean, he's Dad 2.0. We all have our roles to play.
He's
It's what
dad
you
2 point worse. I mean, dad's, dad's quiet and he's, you know, a coward, but that's whatever. Hector's loud and a coward. It's two different ballparks.
Byron, all I want to say is, and I'm sure you've already figured this out, but Dad is calculated. He's had this all planned out. If you really look at it, you see you have the son who's going to be the royal heir, the military one who was sacrificed, the artist, and then the religious one. And I mean, we're all in these perfect positions to build up the family legacy. So you can do whatever you. I know you love acting and music, so it kind of works out. And I love what I do. I mean, it's worked out for all of us. I don't. For Hector, I don't know how much he actually loves it. But you can do whatever you want in the whole world. Even if Dad has this whole thing all planned out since we were little kids, you can still do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, well, he planned wrong for VJ, obviously, and he didn't plan at all for Rita, and it's fucked up. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know. Sorry, I know there's nothing you can do about this. It's hard to.
Well, the funny thing is, Byron, and I think you'll find out one day, there's quite a bit that we can do about this. About how bloodlines work, leadership, rulers, children of this, heirs to that. Anyways, it all sounds probably crazy right now. But in a funny way, the roles that me and Rita were placed in our lives, we're kind of working on it for the world, the bigger world.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. So anyway, we better get back, or Fenris is gonna actually scalp me. We should go.
Oh, and also Jay needs to like learn his lines. So.
Oh yeah, well no, don't worry, he knows them.
Oh, right. It's a famous play.
Right. Where are you, Rita?
I'm at the stables.
Okay, cool.
I'm taking a nap.
Oh, you know what, Byron? You should wake her up by singing one of the songs from the show. I want to see how she reacts.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, you did it to me all those years. It's time to give Rita the brother experience that I had to deal with.
Okay, well, I mean, see if I
Sass.
can even sing it loud enough. Let's see, which one should I do?
When they get there, they just see Rita kind of like mouth fully open, head all fucking crooked on this tree, with one hand on like the hilt of her dagger and the other one on like the strap of her bag.
Just fucking passed out. I love that.
Damn.
But she's ready just in case anybody tries to rob her.
Right. Byron looks very self-conscious as he goes up to the sleeping Rita and says, "Are you sure about this? She's not gonna stab me, is she?"
Well, don't stand that close.
Oh, okay, all right. That's a good idea. That's a good point. I should get out of
Very good.
range. And he says, and the tradition of him waking you up, Byron, was with, freaking Duncan. I'm doing that siblings thing now, where you cycle through everyone's names.
Yeah.
He says, the tradition of him waking you up was with bad singing. So
Yeah.
you know what's coming.
Yep. I'm
And
standing
he
behind the
says-
rock.
He says, "All right, this is the most famous song from the show. So are you ready for a little sneak preview?"
Yeah.
He just like screams this just horrible. Rita, you can roll for it. You can give me like a survival, I guess, or you can
Yeah,
just
let's
wake
go with
up.
survival.
Okay, if you get over 10, then you wake up.
Okay, so I need a 4 or higher.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh, thank goodness. A 12.
Yeah, okay, so you
These
pop
rolls
up.
still suck.
You pop up to this like screaming, singing, and you see Byron serenading
Oh,
you,
God.
still with Jay, and he says, "Hey,
Hello?
What's happening?
just a little sneak preview for tonight."
Oh yeah.
Oh, I let go of my dagger and I clap.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Well, she's gonna be really surprised when she hears the actual thing. So,
Well,
Okay.
you
are
have
you
to remember
rested?
she's only heard pirates singing.
That's
Oh, go ahead.
true. No, the pirates are some of the best singers I've ever met, actually.
I mean, I slit the throats of pirates. I didn't really hang out with them, but
Oh, right.
yeah, sailors like tunes. We have some Pinter songs. We have some songs for
Ooh,
storms.
maybe we should get
Mhm.
Rita on the stage.
Heck
Oh.
no. I'm a good dancer. I can sometimes sing.
Well,
feel
maybe,
like I
I mean,
sang
there's plenty of dancing. You should be on the stage.
No. I'm good carrying things.
All right, well, either way, let's go.
Oh, right. Oh, we should drop Jay off, shouldn't we? Also, Jay, what the heck, dude? You could have done so much better.
Jay has to audition. What are you talking about? We have to go to the theater.
Oh, what? He doesn't have to audition. Come on.
Well, we'll see what Fenris says. It's still his show. He's the director. Do you guys know what a
Right.
director does?
Yeah. I guess
He's
they
the boss?
direct.
Yeah.
He's like the
Let's
captain,
see.
right?
I lean over towards Rita and I
yeah.
say, let's just do this for Byron, clearly, because this is his art. Like
Okay, we'll just let him do his thing, I guess.
he's trying to work against nepotism, so I get it.
So as you enter the Royal District again, you notice that it has become swarmed.
Holy heck.
Especially around the theater, it's just like hops of people whispering and talking excitedly. And there's a royal guard stationed outside now. So that's what you see. Is there anything you'd like to do other than just going in?
I'll meet you guys inside. I'm just gonna go pick up the clothes real quick, okay?
Okay.
All right.
You
Read it.
guys will be fine, right? You know, I'm probably not gonna talk all that much anyway, so.
Okay. Rita, you head over to the tailors.
Mhm.
You go on in.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna need a script so I know my light cues.
It's a really good point, actually. So Rita, as you enter the tailors, you notice that Ozday is there. You're just running into him all over the place today.
Oh my gosh.
And there's a few other customers talking to Leotris. Leotris sees you come in and says, "Oh, hello, Miss Voss. Welcome in.
Hey.
Come back. Come to the back. I have your order prepared.
Yeah.
We have
Excuse us. Excuse me.
4
Pardon me.
sets. Excuse me, everyone. I'll be right with you. We've a pre-order that needs to be made. 4 sets of dark robes with hoods and masks and such."
Great. They look phenomenal. Thank you so much, Fenris. Or not
Of
Fenris.
course.
Leotris. Sorry, I'm still pretty
That's
tired.
quite all right. And this was all prepaid for, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very well then. I can package it up for you and can be on your way. Not sure what you want these outfits for, but it's not for me to question, obviously. Will you be attending the
well,
show tonight?
yeah, we'll be going to the show tonight. I need them we need more outfits for my brother because we've been traveling for quite a bit. And I thought, you know, considering how some people feel about humans, a hood might be helpful. Also, just like when it gets cold at night, you know.
Certainly, I understand. We have a couple mask options I wanted to run by you. Were you looking for the fancier masquerade or ball mask, or
No,
simply
just
a
something to cover like the
plain,
mouth and the nose kind of thing. Just something
plain
simple.
wooden model? We have a
Oh,
few.
that's not what I had expected, but I'll take some wooden models, I guess.
Very well. Here you are, and he hands you everything all packaged up.
Perfect.
Is there
I
anything
have
else?
a question.
Yes.
Is there any chance you could sell me like a couple yards of like silk fabric, whatever silk you're not using?
Do you have a color preference?
I take out the the hat that I made from the pelt.
Hmm.
And I'm like, what do you think will go with this? I need something for the lining for the inside.
Oh, perhaps a black silk would be. He like looks at the hat, and you can tell he's trying to be like remain composed and like come up with a good pairing for this. And he says,
You know, it's not as
well,
nice as anything that you guys create or anything. I'm still
no,
learning.
no, it's lovely, it's lovely. Yeah, I have some black silk that perhaps would be of the style. How many
Yeah.
yards did you say?
I feel like more is better, you know, just in case I mess it up.
All right.
So
Well, it is
3 yards.
100 gold per yard.
Oh, okay, 2 yards, 2 yards.
All right, you have a deal. And he goes,
Thank you.
gets you some out of a closet and hands it to you. And it
Oh
is
gosh.
the softest thing you've ever, like, it's insanely, it's like very untarnished silk. It's like pure black too.
Amazing. I place that in the bag of holding as well.
Okay. And is there anything else?
No, I think that'll be it. Did I buy that like hair oil thing from them? I think I did, right?
That was an included gift. Yes.
Oh, so I still have some, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Um. Okay. Okay. Um. Actually, do you have anything that I don't know. I hate to say like race specific, but like I don't really know them that well. I have some sort of extended family, I guess is the best way to call them. They're not really, but you know, they're sort of family. Out in the Valley of Coin, do you have anything that might be like a nice gift?
For a dwarf?
Yeah,
Well, do you
like an
know any?
accessory, nothing too, because I don't know their sizes.
Uh, we have, let me think. What are my dwarven customers usually looking for? We have, some nice, golden forehead decorations. We also have some, um, what are those things called? The belt things? Things that
Belt?
go on the belt. Yeah.
Oh,
What are those
yeah,
things?
yeah, like satchels,
No,
Buckles.
no. Buckles, yes. We also have
buckles.
some ornate gold belt buckles that could be palatable to dwarf, perhaps.
I'll take some buckles.
Very well. And he shows you a little display of like 5 different buckles. Some of them have a dragon design, some of them have like a floral, one of them has an axe.
I'll get a floral one and one with an axe.
Oh, very well. These are, the finest quality gold, and they are both quite large. So for both of these, that will be 1,500 gold.
For both of them?
For the combined price is 15.
Man. Maybe I should get them something else. This is a lot. I think I'm fine. Thank you. I'm sorry.
It would
This
be
is-
most appreciated, I can assure you, but I understand that it is a steep price for extended family, as you call them.
Yeah, yeah, and I wouldn't really know if they like it or not, so probably not a good idea. Maybe I'll make them something. Okay.
Perfectly understandable. And a handmade gift is always appreciated, I'm sure.
Yeah, I still have some imp leather, and I heard that's fancy, so
Perhaps you can make more of your hats.
I mean, probably not, but thanks. All right, Leotris, I appreciate this. I appreciate you. You're the best.
Yes. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you too.
All right, you head back out. Duncan, while you're standing there with Byron, he says, "Oh yeah, we'll get you a script." And you hear the people around you are saying, that the royal family has just gone in.
Ooh, okay. Sounds like we got here at the right time. So, Rita, how did it go?
Great. I have your extra clothes for the rest of the journey and the clothes for my friend. And I think that's all I got. Oh, I got some silk as well for the hat.
Silk?
Yeah, for the inside of the hat. I think it could be cool.
Which hat?
The hat. I pull out the the belt thing again. The wolf pelt hat for core.
Wolf. Oh, you know what? I bet he's used to wearing silk, so he'll feel what he's used to on the inside, but on the outside he'll have a wolf pelt look.
Yeah. Well, cause like I there was this guy on my ship who has hair kind of like Core's, and he said he only liked wearing hats that had silk linings. So I thought that
that's
might be a good idea.
cool. That's smart. Okay.
Yes, that's great. We need to go in. I'm telling you, I'm
Oh.
gonna be in so
Oh
much
yeah, yeah.
trouble.
Sorry.
I was
Oh my
dreaming
It's
of
just-
making clothes.
God, I can't even. As you enter, you hear some very, very soft singing. It sounds like a young boy singing. It's a little hard to hear over all the hustle and bustle though, because a lot of people have come into the theater. Why don't you both give me perceptions?
Oof,
Thank
okay,
God.
Come
'cause I
on,
have
please.
advantage on that at least.
Jeez, we're doing
This is
so
not a
bad.
high. This is not a high stakes perception. Okay.
Oh,
So you
great.
both.
Of course, I roll well for the one that's not high
Yeah, I rolled a
stakes.
20. Let me
Way
see
to
those
You-
say
results.
that, Jamie.
Yeah.
Why can't you just let us live?
All right.
Just-
Well,
Say it's dire. Say that
it's
we just did
extremely
something.
important. It's extremely
It's super
important.
important.
And
That's
you
gonna
both-
change the course of the game.
You both recognize immediately that it is Core's voice singing. So you hear Core's voice drifting through into the foyer, the front.
Wait, who is this with the green hair? Like Duncan?
Oh, that's Genevieve.
Um,
Yeah, you've kind of seen her around the Royal District, but you've never, and she was at the ball, but you've never spoken to her.
Duncan having his first like little awestruck moment.
I
His
think
puberty hitting.
Duncan's gonna remember this moment for the rest of his life, and it's because he just passed her right when he walked in, and he's like, "Okay." He doesn't know what love is yet, but I think he fell in love.
A little starstruck there. She and the rest of the people gathered are just like listening with rapt attention to the voice coming from the other room, and like occasionally whispering to each other. Byron steps in and says, "Who is that?"
Oh, that's Core.
Yeah,
Who's Core? Oh, the
the
prince.
prince.
Oh, well, that makes sense. I mean, he's not like that good, but he's the prince, so why would he be? He just continues
Okay.
on.
Rita. I just say her name and I like reach out and touch her arm, like, please God.
Right, I'm going.
No, we can get through this together. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, we got this.
All right, so-
hey, Duncan, I'm not gonna talk to our father anymore. Like, I can't do that again. I'm tapped out at this moment. Just so you know.
I mean, I don't blame you. I've just realized hanging out with a former sailor is what I would rather do than be around an actor for longer than 1 hour. Anyways, love you. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, me too.
So as you enter, there's no sign of your father.
Oh, thank God.
Riley and Core are on the stage. Riley is kind of standing off to the side while Core does his little performance. And like Byron said, he's not like the strongest singer, but he's totally fine. And he
I
looks
think he's amazing.
he looks super uncomfortable and nervous.
Oh,
But
shit.
he's doing it. And Riley is watching him with like a very loving smile. Orem is in the stands above all, watching the proceedings.
Oh, hell no. I'm not this close to him. No.
I mean, Byron heads over there, so do you like grab him?
Yeah, no, I'm grabbing him.
Okay.
We can definitely go around. I'm gonna be petty.
Okay.
We can go around the entire room to get to where we need to go.
All right, so you noisily walk to the other side of the room, where there seems to be many musicians gathered.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
the boys!
Oh, and the skeletons,
Kelly.
yes.
Lucky.
Skelly says, "Shh, He's singing.
Yeah, I know. We've been looking for you guys.
Oh, well, sorry. We didn't know you were even back.
Okay,
Excuse me, you don't
This
need
is our
help
new
getting
friend.
buried, do you?
He's a very good guitar player. He's going to audition.
Oh,
Oh.
cute.
At first,
Good
they
luck.
weren't letting skeletons and goblins and orcs in, but then, the king showed up, and you know what he's like. So everyone came in, and now it's a bit crowded, and I don't know how they're going to
Good.
get through all these auditions, but we'll see. I mean, we have hope. We have hope for Brett. He's going to make it. He's going to play guitar.
Bren, you can do this.
You can definitely do this. I think you can.
Brent says, "Thank you." And
Aw.
as this would be in as Core finishes up, there's some polite applause.
Clap very loudly.
Yes,
Me
there's
too.
clapping.
Also, I lean over to Rita and I ask, do we need a place where Jay would be able to leave cat form and not be drawing attention?
Ooh.
Oh,
He's
you
not
say
like
that.
Yeah.
As you say that, he hops down from Byron and transforms into
well, there is enough of us, I guess.
his goblin form. He doesn't seem too worried about it. He's not
Great.
trying to really hide. If I can find him. Oh my
Hey,
god,
Skelly
where?
Lucky. So I'll fill you in on what's
There he
been
is.
going on as soon as I can, but I just need you two to stay near either me or Duncan throughout the rest of the day. Okay? Don't go far.
All right, fine. We're going to audition
Actually,
too. I'm a very
yeah.
good singer.
I mean,
So-
you can work backstage with me.
Yeah, Skelly, you Lucky, you stay with me for lights.
Oh, all right. I can. Oh no, I mean. Oh yes, I would love to help with lights. What do I need to do?
Once we'll get a script in a second, and we're gonna get some notes down on what we need to do.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to. But Skelly, you can help Rita move things.
Yeah, you're not strongest of the quad squad.
As Core finishes up his song, him and Riley step down, and Fenrir says, "Oh yes, of course." He gives like a very low, sweeping bow and says,
Oh man,
"His
this is gonna be so easy.
Grace has a wonderful singing voice, and we would be delighted to have both of you perform tonight in the show.
No.
Wonderful, wonderful to
Too
have you here."
It's too easy.
Oh god, too easy.
And Core looks annoyed. Riley gives a polite nod and kind of puts a hand on Core's shoulder. And then Fenrir says, "Oh, and I see that our star has finally returned. Byron, get up here." And
Let's go,
Byron
boys.
sheepishly goes up.
Do it. Break a lymph node. What do they
And
do?
he
They
says,
sing?
he
We should go
goes
up
to
there. We gotta
Fenris,
introduce Jay, no?
and he says,
Jay, come on.
Jay is a little frozen.
I'm gonna grab his wrist and I'm gonna
Oh
pull
god.
him.
Okay.
Now is not the time for.
Give me a strength. Rita will do a contested strength.
Please. Please. This is gonna ruin me.
All right,
Oh, better. Oh, 17. It's a
he got a
14
12. Yeah.
last roll.
So you haul him along.
Oh gosh, finally.
And his
a good
his
roll.
eyes are just fixed on Riley and Core, obviously.
Come on. Come on.
And he allows
Oh,
himself
wait,
to be
before he
dragged.
goes up, I wanna touch him. I wanna touch him on the arm, and I wanna say, I know there's a lot of things that depend on you right now, but I just want to say you're perfectly prepared for this. All of these years, it
Mhm.
comes down to this. So you've got this, Jay. Don't let yourself down.
He looks
Beautiful.
at you seriously and nods, but you can tell that he's not breathing. As you're passing all of these magicians, and there's kind of this kerfuffle as you're dragging Jay. You hear some whispers, and you pick up like someone says his name, like Jeremiah, like fully. And there's like a is that like the scar? Is that him? Is that the Fey Bard? Like, is that actually Jeremiah? So there's definitely interest in his arrival.
Mm,
It looks like Byron is over there telling Fenris that, he's here. So you just continue to drag him.
Yeah. And I'm gonna lean towards him a little bit and tell him, Duncan's right. And you're good. You're good at this. And none of these people matter. All that matters is, the people that matter, So just focus on that. Also, when you do teleport him, Valley of Coin, I don't know where you can send him, but we'll figure that out later. Okay? Let's go.
He just kind of nods in like a numb silence.
Hey, Cora. Hey, Kellen.
Where exactly do you take him, Rita?
I take him all the way up here.
Oh god.
Well, he's gonna have to be the star. Like, I'm on the second star, so.
So you drag him up.
I don't let go of his wrists because I'm worried that he's gonna freak out because he's so fucking close to Riley right now.
Oh yeah, we're huddled close. Like this guy is completely squished between me and Rita. So like we're yeah.
As you get close, he actually starts avoiding looking at Riley and instead looks at his father in the stands, and you see his hand reflexively go to the knife on his belt, and he's just like gripping it.
Yeah.
Do either of you look at Riley or Core as you approach?
I mean,
yeah. I smile at both. Oh, Rita. Do you need a moment?
No, I look.
So Core at first notices the two of you and looks really embarrassed that you just heard him sing. Like he looks very upset by this. Then he notices Jeremiah and looks stunned. Like he's like, what the fuck is going on? Riley remains extremely composed.
Talk to him about it.
Yeah, Riley looks very, very composed, and he nods at all three of you. Not like directly looking at Jay, it seems, but like not totally avoiding the area. By then, Jay is completely avoiding eye contact, though, so it doesn't even matter. And Byron says, "Yes, we brought the legendary singer. Apparently, he's ready to audition." And Jay takes a deep breath, and if you'll let go of him, Rita, will you?
I look at him, just kind of like, you good?
Yeah, he nods at you.
Okay, I let him go.
He walks up to Fenris and says, "Long time no see." And Fenris says, "Yeah, indeed. Jeremiah, it is good to see you. And I must say it is very generous of you to appear at this hour of need. I know that your feelings toward me can't all be positive, and that is my fault. And I would be very happy to hear you sing for this role now. Not that I've never heard you sing for it before, but that's in the past, obviously. So, what are you willing to audition? And if so, let us know what you would like to perform. We have many musicians here who could, I'm sure they'd be happy to play with you, and isn't that right?" And all the musicians in the corner cry out encouragement. They're all clearly like very excited at the chance to play with Jeremiah. And he smiles over at them. And then kind of like as he turns his head, there's like clearly a moment where like he's gonna turn it so far that he can see Riley, and he kind of snaps it back, like, not ready. And he says, "I did come here to audition. If you will have me, it would be my honor. I have not sung in quite some time, so I perfectly understand that you will need to ensure that I am still capable of fulfilling the role." And Fenrir says, "Oh, well, just, as a base, you are performing with, I must say you are performing with an extremely talented young man. Not that you, but, yes, I'm sure we would all love to hear a demonstration." And as this is going on, Riley kind of ushers Core over here. Not up to the stands where Orem is, but out of the way of the next audition. What would the two of you like to do? Are you sticking by his side? Are you settling down?
Um, I'm sitting front row. I'm gonna split
Okay,
him
you're
right
getting seats.
I'm just gonna quickly ask Cora and Callan if they
Mhm.
like were able to find enough people.
Cora says, yeah, we got plenty of people. More than enough. Too many. Some people are going to have to get rejected, which is sad.
But that's great. Awesome.
But do you know who that is? Is that really Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Oh my
I met
God.
him when I got here. I didn't know he was this important.
And Cora, extroverted young woman that she is, cries out, how about something from the Goblin Court? And as she says that, there's like a chorus of cheers from the musicians. Neither of you
Seat
know what the
next to
Goblin
Duncan.
Court is, so I can't say more than that. But clearly people are excited. Byron also looks very excited by that suggestion. And Jay says, "Oh, it is one that I know well." And at that encouragement, musicians start going up. And they're like, "Let's do it." So I want to preemptively say that there's an audition song for if Jay rolls 20 or higher, and there's one for if it's lower than that.
Oh my God, no.
So
Hold on. I'm using guidance, and I'm going to use it on Jay. It's
Okay.
a cantrip.
Okay.
So he can roll a d4 and add the number to an ability check.
Okay. I'm gonna say that he also has advantage from all the help being offered by the musicians.
Do I have anything?
So we'll see how he does. This will be performance. All right, we got a 19 on the first one, so that's already gotten us over. Damn, those are two really good rolls. And then you said he can add something, right?
A
He
1d4.
can add a d4. Yeah.
Okay, I guess. How long does that last?
Guidance lasts for up to a minute.
Okay, let's see if we can get him over 30 then. What was the first one? Oh no, wait, why aren't they on the table? Oh no, what am I rolling to? Let's see. How do you see the rolls again? There's like a log, right?
Yeah, there's a log. Let me see if it showed up in our log. No, it's not in our log.
Oh, it's because he's not in the campaign, that's why. Okay, well, let me roll the because yeah, he got like a 29 on his first. Or no, that would be a 28. So let me roll it's a D4.
Yeah.
Okay, so 28 plus
Delicious.
D4. Yeah, that's a 4. So that's a 32.
Everybody
All
starts
right.
crying.
Yeah, so he steps up. And he looks to the musicians, and they have a little bit of a conversation. And this guy who's been standing next to Fenris the whole time, who seems to be some kind of like assistant director, he procures some damn, what am I doing wrong here? He procures some sheet music and starts handing it out to the musicians for those of them who might not know Goblin Court, but it seems like they all do. And when Jay tells them a song, they all cheer again. So, as far as you guys can tell, this is some kind of like popular thing. And God, yeah, like the room goes like dead silent, waiting for Jay to start. And he looks, he finally looks over at Riley. And it's just like a second. It's not like a long stare. And then he quickly looks to you, Duncan. Do you have any last moments of encouragement?
Yeah, I put my hand into like a fist, and I kind of like gently tap twice on my chest, and then I put my fist toward him, like, "You're my brother. Like, you've got this."
Okay, hell yeah. So he cues the band and they start.
Okay.
Sick.
Yeah, is this
What?
And as he sings, magic starts coming up around him.
okay? Is this?
It's not a
this is
spell.
fun.
It just seems like he's conjuring with his voice.
Oh, like, is this because he's got? I mean, I'm wondering. I lean towards Rita and I say, "Fae thing."
Maybe.
Speaking of, I am at all times keeping an eye on Orim.
Orem's just watching.
Fuck. I can't help it. Can I do an inside check on Riley?
Oh, go for it.
That's the first one.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Yeah, so the crowd is losing its mind.
Yeah.
And Riley is just watching with like this extremely earnest, careful expression, but he is not taking his eyes off Jay. And on a 17, that was your highest.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of pain, there.
Aw.
But also a lot of joy at seeing him again.
Okay. Fuck.
And he's like locked in. Like,
Yeah.
no one else exists to him right now.
That's fair.
How? Oh, yeah. I mean, it must be. It's like Shakespearean level for Riley to see this man come back and be the one who's doing all of this in order to save
Right.
poor. Which it's just yeah. So Riley's going through it.
That's insane.
Byron is screaming.
Of course.
He is like the biggest supporter of this moment. Like he is fully like, oh my god.
Well, he definitely got the part. I mean, they'd be stupid not to cast him, right?
Ooh, I wonder if all of the meowing helps him hit his high notes because he's
Oh
been
my
meowing as a cat.
That's true. That could help.
Yeah, he
Enter.
just keeps going.
Gosh. Oh gosh.
Open tour. Yeah, you just open tour.
This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's just going for it.
Me, the player, super stoked for Jay to have his moment. Rita, a little
Yeah.
conflicted.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, so it ends with just this uproarious applause, and by that point, like his magic has affected the whole room. Like everything
Holy
has
shit.
changed. Yeah, so it's very like people are just screaming, crying. It's like the best thing they've ever seen. Yeah, he killed it. And there's like no question about it. Fenris's mouth is literally open.
Does he
and
ever like look
you
over
know,
at us?
Fenris?
No, Jay.
Oh yeah, Jay. I mean, Jay's and I think this is when you guys really realize that Jay is like, this is his life. Like
Yeah.
he is a professionally trained, like from birth, like insane level performer. And he is very much like seems to be giving this. He gives it to the whole audience because like that's what
Yeah.
performers do. But there's definitely a focus on the two of you, and I think you see him. Well, I mean, you can give me an insight.
Motherfucker.
You can both give me quick insights to see
Okay,
Oh, I'm
okay.
gonna
The
roll a
first one's
4.
great.
I'll do it.
19. Okay.
Finally rolling well. Oh
Okay.
my gosh, a 19.
9.
Okay. So Duncan, what you can really see on that 9 is that Jay's having like at first he was super nervous and you had to like literally drag him over. But he steps onto that stage and people are asking him to do a show that like is clearly his thing, like he's very familiar with it and people know that he's good at it, you know what I mean? There was very much like an artist's camaraderie going on when people
Mhm.
suggested the Goblin Court. So you can see that as he steps onto that stage and as he starts performing, he's just having fun. Like he just loves this, and this is his element, and he's just doing great.
Yeah.
Rita, you can definitely see that too. You got a 19, right? You can
Yeah.
definitely see that as well. But there's also an edge of like he knows Riley's watching.
Yeah.
He knows his
Yeah.
dad's watching.
Damn.
Yeah,
He knows
he's
you're
been throwing down the
watching.
glove for a
Oh.
while, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's a like there's like anytime he's like giving you the performance, there's an edge of like, yeah.
Smugness.
So sorry about that. You know what I mean? Like you really thought, especially as he's just like his magic is so all consuming that it's like affecting the whole room. You know what I mean? Like he is not just some guy. Like he is a fae. Like he
Yeah.
is a bard that your brother could never even dream of becoming because he's fae. Like it's that level of like you guys thought I was just some like tour guide who was like, yeah, I'll take you through the desert, but like I'm kind of a legend. Like so
God
Duncan,
damn
you
it.
don't really pick up on that, Duncan, but Rita definitely does. Like
You know,
I kind
now
of give him. I honestly, seeing that, I probably lift my chin up and I give him like what I wasn't giving him in the previous room.
Mhm.
Now that I've taken a couple Z's, you know,
Right,
and
right.
I give him like a challenging smile back.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that is where we're gonna end.
Yeah.
Duncan, did you have any last things you wanted to investigate or say?
No, I just love playing a character who is so ignorant of these things. His sister and Jay having this like anime episode ending of like
Yeah.
the glares, and then Duncan is just sitting there clapping like cool.
This is great.
The
I
fucking
love
K-drama energy of it
Yeah,
all.
no, literally. I can just imagine the edit. Like,
Oh, I see the transitions.
yeah.
Whoosh,
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Oh
It's
my
so,
god.
It's so dramatic.
Yeah,
I was
the cuts
off,
to
we're
like
gonna beat this.
Orem, Riley, Jay, Rita, and then Duncan's like, yeah. Oh my god.
Which is honestly so fucking sweet.
Yes. No, that was super fun. Okay, I have to fucking book it. So I'll
it's fair.
get in touch about scheduling in the Discord. But yeah, thank you guys. Super fun session.
Thank you.
See y'all
Thank you.
soon.